And we're live.
Welcome. Are you unmuted? Back to
Yes,
subjectively
yes.
correct. I don't. We've skipped a bunch. Mainly Jake's fault. Last week is my fault.
Yeah.
Because I was in Vegas, but that was planned a while ago. And yeah, I mean, since then, since the last episode, I watched a movie where a hero was deconstructed and went on a journey to regain himself. And it was called Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and it was amazing.
Oh, you
I
watched it?
also watched. Yes, I did. It was
It's a really
free
good
on
movie.
Southwest Wi-Fi.
Nice,
Um,
nice. Good move.
so and I'd been meaning to watch it. Very good. And then I also watched the Odyssey,
Yeah.
which very
It was
very
a
different.
movie. It was a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, Puss in Boots: Last Wish was very beautiful to look at. Like
It was
it
really
was
good.
like it was like what made the first Spider-Verse movie good and the second one not as good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like it was like they knew how to use the animation design to their benefit, not like
It
just
had
like, "Oh,
style.
everyone likes the super animation, so let's just vomit colors all over the screen," which is what the second Spider-Verse movie felt like.
Yeah.
Um
It had
yeah,
style.
it was nice. It was nice. I also like that they didn't go with, like, the lame, "I don't understand what I'm doing" route of having Death be a villain,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
It's like I mean, it's kind of antagonistic, but
He's not a
it's not
villain.
a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he couldn't beat it in the end, right? That was the whole thing. It was all very good, but also like, very well casted and,
Yeah.
very funny as well, not in, like,
It's a
the
very good,
normal
very good movie.
modern way. But yes, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, weirdly, one of the better movies I've seen in a while, so
Yeah. It's very good.
it's a kids movie. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's
you see
better
what I'm
than
saying? Exactly, that's
better
what I'm
than
saying. It's
like
like,
all
this is
adult
why I will
movies are
never
now.
this is why I'm never gonna accept the "it's a kids movie" as an excuse for anything
Go watch
ever.
The Iron Giant and tell me like it's not incredible and a very deep movie. You can.
Go watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah. The I Will Die on the Iron Giant,
Yeah.
second best
I mean
Superman movie of all time, Hill Until I Die.
I mean, in fairness, it's the only Superman movie I've seen other than Man of Steel, so and 20 so I always forget 2025 Superman came out, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it did. So did
Yeah.
Supergirl, which is smashing
Yeah,
the
no one's
box
talking about
office.
that now. No one's talking about
Dude, it's
Supergirl
a
these days.
box office
I
success.
hear
It
Oh!
made
Dude,
trillions
you
of
know what it
dollars.
made all its money? In merch.
Think about VOD though. Oh yes, I'm so glad you bought this.
Supergirl, right? Look, was it well written? No. Was it a massive flop? Yes. Was it marketed horribly? Yes. But
Yes.
let's be honest, nowhere near catastrophe, especially when you got merch like this. I got the penis cup.
He got the
Well,
penis cup.
Jake got it, but
Yeah.
he wanted me.
He texted me when he was at the theater for the
So
Odyssey
the
and said he
theater
saw
I
it,
went
and
to
I
for
was
the
like, "You
Odyssey,
have to buy it for me."
I thought those were only in Mexico. Um, because I was the only place I could
They
see
were
them
hiding him.
advertised. Yeah. So
We
yes, the
didn't have him
company
at my theater. I was disappointed.
is Gripper.
Yep. Gripper cup. That looks like a penis.
I
Yeah,
think it's a
it's just
focus.
not
It's
gonna
not
focus. Oh, that it
sick.
did a
Yes,
little
the
bit.
company name is Gripper. And it yes, it does. I mean, dude, I don't know if you can see some of the details on this, but like it just like look at the wrinkles. Like there's
Looks
no
like
way that was unintended. I did not drink out of this. So
I'll
I did
be
get a large drink with it.
I'll be the
Problem was I
first.
bought it after the movie, in which I had already bought a large drink. So that was unfortunate. So you could have got my large drink for me, but I didn't know. So you didn't. But yeah, I went back to the theater where Jake and I watched Superman because it's got the biggest screen that I know of that isn't the 70 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was also the only place I could get a ticket to because this thing sold out everywhere, which it was like a 2 p.m. Tuesday showing. Every seat was full. So
Yeah.
that's one thing no one will be able to say about this movie is that it was like a disaster of a box office performance. It might be a
Yeah.
disaster in other metrics, but
Storytelling.
um, yeah. And we'll talk about that. We also do have Doomsday stuff. Are you excited about Doomsday?
I have
Um,
I the more trailers I see, the less excited I get. Because originally I
oh
was like,
yeah,
it's gonna
just tell
be
me this doesn't get you hype.
Now we're getting somewhere.
This is an actual poster,
Boomsday.
by the way.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
That's fire.
Joel 2326 is
Boomsday.
Boomsday. Yeah, it's fire.
I'm gonna see Dune 3 and Angry Birds 3. I won't be seeing Doomsday.
Well, you will be seeing Doomsday because we will be talking
No,
about
I know I
Doomsday.
have to, but I keep everything I keep seeing on online about like Doomsday because Dune and Doomsday are coming out at the same time is like it's called Doomsday because I'll be seeing Dune and calling it a day.
It's good call.
It's good.
Yeah, dude, Barbenheimer was funny. It's forever ruined marketing because now everyone's trying to have a Barbenheimer, you know?
Yeah.
That was natural. You can't force it, and
It
Marvel's trying to force
also
this Doomsday
it
thing.
worked because they have different audiences.
Yeah,
So
well, they're
it's just
so
driving it's
it was
driving
so funny because
everyone to go to
yeah.
the theater instead of like a portion of people
Well, it
split
also
between
worked
two movies.
it also worked of the meme of like, "Oh, we're gonna go watch this insanely depressing tale about this horrible story, and we're gonna watch Oppenheimer."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was what that was the meme. Yeah, it's because they were so polar opposite that it was like you could watch the two.
Yeah.
And it was like we got to see them on the same day. I didn't watch them same day, but I did
No,
watch
I
them
didn't
both.
either.
I don't remember. I know I watched Oppenheimer, and then I watched Barbie with Corbin.
Yeah, I watched Barbie and I was
Um,
like, "Man, I do like Ryan Gosling."
yeah,
That's
I didn't
that's
like the
all I
movie that
took.
much. It was pretty base. The movie was pretty base when they were like, women ruined everything, and then the men made it better, and then the women came back and ruined it all again.
Was literally just like, "Yeah,
And they accidentally were
look
like,
at."
"Yeah, that's right, Chud."
They were like, look how lame horses are." And I was like, "Horses are pretty cool though."
I loved when they were like, "Let's have a hostile government takeover over the elected officials in Barbie Land." That was pretty funny.
That was fire.
They were like, "We need to reinstate old Supreme Court judges." It was genuinely just a coup organized over a democratic election, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're the heroes." Yeah, that was Barbie, but yeah, like Doomsday, like that. Okay, I would say there's crossover audience there, but in fairness, the only people who I see getting excited for now there are real people getting excited for Doomsday. I only know that because there's one account that I follow that talks about other stuff that I know is a real human being, and then the Doomsday trailer released, and he quote tweeted, and he was like, "Oh my, let's go,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh,
I see a lot more people than I thought talking about how
yeah,"
like
but I
they just aren't into it.
Yeah, well, a
Like
lot of people
I
also buy into
it's
the meme of like, "Oh, yeah, all the old characters suck, but doesn't matter because all the good ones are here." And it's like they don't realize that it's just gonna be like the old heroes, like they're not gonna be doing that. Like I think Corbin is fully expecting like Thor to trash talk Ironheart in Doomsday, and it's like I don't know how to tell you this. Doctor Strange and Ironheart and She-Hulk ain't even in this movie, dog. Hulk and Doctor Strange ain't in this one, bro.
yeah.
Like I've been trying.
I don't
I've
know
seen so many
why.
people talking about like what role Doctor Strange is gonna play in Doomsday. It's like, dog, he ain't in the movie,
He won't be
and you're like,
there.
no, there's no way he isn't in the movie because he has to be because incursions, and he's one of like three characters who've dealt with incursions. Like, no, he is not in the movie, dog.
Yeah, he's also the strongest person left, and they're like, "Mm, we don't need him. We got Thor."
He ain't in the movie. I don't know how else to say it. He's not in the movie. And they also like, do they think people are like going to be excited when they see Chris Evans in a t-shirt and jeans and never wear the Captain America stuff because they don't want Anthony Mackie to feel bad that his movie sucked?
I guess. I mean, dude, Secret Wars, they need to put him in a suit if he's not dead.
I don't think he's going to be because they don't want anyone. They can't give ammo to the chuds and have him go like, "Ah,
Dude,
told you."
put your successful characters in their costumes. Get rid of the ones that aren't successful.
I will say in a
Thunderbolts,
complete
kill all of
vacuum,
them except for Bucky.
in a complete
Uh,
vacuum, I do like this poster.
no, it is a cool poster.
I genuinely find it absurd and still don't really believe it that Robert Downey Jr. is the one acting as this. And not absurd, like, don't believe it in the sense of, like, I'm so excited. More like in the, like, why?
Yeah. Like,
You know what I'm
literally
saying?
just why?
Like, I like Robert Downey Jr., but why? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just have Iron Man come back at that point if you're already paying him the money?
Dude, he's making so much money.
He's rolling in it. Good for him.
You
Good
you
for
could
everyone. Good
with
for everyone in this movie getting their bag. Ian McKellen, shout out. Just get your bag, get out. Patrick Stewart's retiring after it, getting the money, dying again, getting out.
dude, it's like he's getting paid to be on screen for like maybe 20 minutes and then say lines in the studio while someone else is in the suit.
Yeah.
And he's getting
If
paid like
and
the budget of a decent sized movie to
bro,
do
he's
it.
getting $100 million, and I think he gets back end deals.
Dude,
Like I think he's getting box office back end.
I just don't understand it. How you
Which,
can
by the
just
way, you remember when everyone was
justify
like,
that.
"Why didn't all these Obsession people negotiate for back end box office deals?" And it's like because they were working on a movie with a budget of like $600,000.
Yeah.
So obviously they didn't have enough acclaim to argue for back end deals.
Yeah, if you're doing a role for $20,000, like you're not like, all
Everyone's like,
right,
I
and I'm
can't
gonna get
believe.
a percentage. No, you're not. Shut up. They'll pick
Everyone's like,
somebody
I
else.
can't believe that they scammed Indy Navarrete from not getting all
It's
this
like
back end box office deals. I'm like, well,
Obsession
first
just
off, I saw
launched
that
her
they had
career,
her playing
so
Modern Warfare 4 at the Fanatics Fest, and first off, the game looks like shit. But I do have a beta code though, so that's pretty cool.
that's cool.
Um, I was like, first off, the game looks like shit, but second off, like they ain't even got like any, they ain't even got like pro players of their game at that playing the game because they're at their world championship right now. It's a little awkward planning there, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's
She played The Last of Us on a live stream and it had like 50,000 viewers, I think. Like,
yeah, listen, she's known she's
bro,
jumped past like doing a bunch of like crappy movies and finally getting something. She's jumped past all of that and she's just made a good movie
bro,
that's super
Peacock
successful.
has like
Like
50
this,
things for Obsession.
it's like who cares if she made $20,000? It's still $20,000 for 6 weeks of filming. That's good money. And
Bro,
this is launching her career, so like
I
she's
boot
gonna have a
up
successful
Peacock.
career now.
I boot up Peacock to watch my Parks and Rec, right? I'm
Mhm.
almost done with my Parks and Rec rewatch.
Nice.
There's like there's like movies, TV show, like that stuff, those tabs on
Mhm.
those streaming services. There's basically just like movies, TV show, Obsession. And there's like a trillion behind the scenes documentary and it's tabbed like obsessed with Obsession.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I get the movie was apparently good. There's no way it's this good.
Yeah.
I'll watch it, but there's no way it was that good. I'm just being honest. It's a movie about a guy using a monkey's paw. Like it can't be that groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think the story's cool. I'm sure it's decent. I'm sure it's a good movie. There's no way it's like we need a trillion documentaries, and for whatever reason, this thing has the greatest legs ever at a box office since Blair Witch Project of
Mhm.
like good. There's just I can't see how that's possible.
It's hot right now. They're jumping on it. A lot
Yeah.
of buzz.
So what do you think? Do you think we chalk the rest of the stream and just watch the Doomsday Clock or what? What's the play
I
here?
mean, I have the Doomsday Clock on 24/7, so
I know, but I'm saying do I just pull it up
yeah, I guess we could do like
because
a
and we can do a little like
like
watch
a
along just in case something
we
happens.
could do like a Doomsday Clock watch party.
Do you genuinely think so? There's 275 people watching this right now.
Dude, I can't even
Um,
imagine how much of a loser you have to be watching the
that's what I'm
Doomsday
saying. Do you
Clock
think this
all
is
the
like?
time.
Do you think Eric Voss keeps this up on the
Yes. Yes.
on the monitor and he's
There's
like?
there's people
Just
that
in case, like, just
there's
in case something happens.
dude, there's
Which, first off, I wouldn't even blame him because that's his job. But like, or like, so like Joe's at the office and he's got his spreadsheet that he's working on one, and then he's got this going on the other monitor,
I know
and
for
he's like,
a
just in case.
I know for certain there's got to be content creators that are literally just sitting with this up, screen recording 24/7. They have a computer just for
Yeah,
this.
this is absurd.
Like I truly don't get it.
Also, does this not look like the Sanctum Sanctorum's window?
It does.
Well, I mean, not quite, because that's obviously got less
It
lines,
looks
but
like
like
the
again,
style.
would lead you to believe that Doctor Strange is in the movie and he is not.
Yeah.
I can't. For everyone in the chat doesn't load for me these days. I don't know what's up with that, but
Yeah, the
I would like
chat
to see
is
if anyone
kind of
was
like
chatting.
a coin flip on whether or not it works.
I'd like to see what the totally real people are chatting. Oh, 6ix9ine. That's funny. LOL. Not enough dislikes. I'll go ahead and add to the.
Good move.
Other than that, it's actually pretty good though. I don't know. I'm kind of locked in on it now.
It's
Wait,
just
wait.
it's
You ready? And then. Oh, and then. Oh, it did it. Wait. It's counting down. I bet it's gonna say 30 here in a couple seconds.
All right. Can we turn this off?
Oh! It did. It said 30.
It
Yo,
said
this is
30.
a reference. This has to be a reference to Thunderbolts.
Dude, you're right.
You remember when Void, when he said, when Yelena was like, "I'll kill myself."
And he was like, in 4 months, 25 days, 8 hours, 1 minute, and 30 seconds, you won't need to kill yourself because you'll die anyway.
And then she was like, "I have a void."
There's a void in me.
And then looked at the camera and then jumped off a building.
Yeah.
And it was like, "Why are you trying to kill yourself?" Just like, my sister died 10 years ago. Yeah, my sister died 10 years ago, and I'm still depressed.
My sister died in a workplace incident.
It's
10
been a
years ago.
solid 5 since my sister died, and I'm still trying to kill myself.
Still just murdering people, by the way. The good guy. I'll murder you and use your face. Ugh.
Okay, that's not the real trailer, unfortunately. I would have respected if they never put out an official trailer, and that's the only piece of content anyone got. I would love to watch new Rockstars try to break down the countdown. All right. I've only seen the cap scene and that Doom like stopped Stormbreaker with 2 fingers or whatever, and everyone was like, "Whoa."
And it's like, oh, this is just hella stopping the hammer.
Wouldn't it be fire if I would respect it though if the movie opened and it's like Ironheart's like, "Yo, devil, I want more money. I'll sell you my parents' soul." And then Thanos, and then Doom just walked up and did the spine rip.
Oh my god, please.
Like, yeah, I mean, again, that would be I would respect it if this was like, it was like, we want to do a reboot, but we want to get people talking, so we're just gonna have Doom murder everybody.
I would love
And that's how the MCU ends. It's like he just kills everyone. That'd be kind of awesome.
That'd be kind of hype.
All right, let me know if it's too loud. Okay, so we got what here? Xavier School, dude. Do you think the X-Men are gonna die for the 50th time?
Dude, I think this is controversial. I think the X-Men are gonna die for the 50th.
Okay, if you're like one of these people who are like, "Oh, spoilers or whatever," you can fast forward 15 seconds from now. Aren't you so excited to watch Deadpool and Wolverine murder Sam Raimi's Spider-Man? I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I can't wait for that. And then again, spoiler block warning. Oh, and then watch Paul Rudd die. That's gonna be so cool.
Something's coming.
Is it Doom?
No.
By the way, this is just a reminder. Remember how hype it was when the Infinity War trailer opened with the like the Avengers Initiative speech?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how sick that was? So wait, Sauron's coming? Hold up. Wait, yo, this might be good.
That might be sour.
Wait, so we're getting Gandalf back?
Something we may not be able to determine.
I see.
Is he gonna talk like that the whole movie?
Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
Is that Doom talking?
Yes.
There's genuine, like, if they didn't do that reveal at Comic-Con, no one would know Robert Downey Jr. was playing this character, which I guess is a good thing, but not when you're like main marketing trick.
Not when you're paying him $100 million.
I think it's a fine thing. I'm ignoring that. I'm saying it's better for your movie if I was like, "Oh, that's Doctor Doom," not, "Oh, that's Robert Downey Jr."
That's true.
But when you're paying him that much money and your whole marketing ploy to get people interested in this was,
but now
look,
I'm
it's Robert
picturing
Downey
like
Jr.
a Tropic Thunder type Robert Downey Jr. just doing a silly voice. Like, I'm just picturing him in a
you just
studio
said that,
going,
and I just imagined
not the video.
you said that, and I just imagine them ripping Doom's mask off, and it's just already.
We're lost, man.
And they're just like, we gotta cancel Doctor Doom. He's doing blackface.
For 400 years, Latveria has been kept down.
That looks terrible.
Oh, that looks so happy.
That logo sucks. Hey, look, it's the crappy building where all the billionaires live. That looks terrible. That one's real.
I've fought with many warriors in my time.
That building's not real, I don't think.
It looks like the.
What is that? I don't think that's a real building in New York skyline. I might just be tweaking now.
I don't know. That looks.
I don't know. I don't know my boroughs of New York well enough to discern what area I need to look at. So might just have to rock with it's real. But I swear I've never seen that building before. Okay.
I've fought with many warriors in my time.
Oh, it's Thor. Let's go. Oh, look, Pedro Pascal. So
Thor following the X-Men.
Gosh, dude, that might have been. That's like the worst reveal ever. I like all three of those actors, but that's like it's like Avengers. Here's the Fantastic Four. They walk in. Ant-Man, Bucky Barnes, and Sam Wilson.
Just 3 guys.
What is that, bro? The beat drops. Brrr. Look how confused Paul Rudd. It looks like, since I've just been rewatching Parks and Rec, this is like they said, hey, do Bobby Newport for us.
Far stronger.
Dude, the beat drop, I can't take that seriously.
Far stronger.
Who is that? Oh, it's Red Guardian. Yo, dude, yeah, it's cooked, bro. I kept seeing memes like Doom and 4, and it was this image. I agree, bro. Doom and 4, it's over. Maybe
like,
they
look how small Yelena is, dude.
Maybe they win game.
Tall.
Maybe they win game 3 with home court advantage. Maybe Doom and 5. Maybe Thor gets as a single individual performance to carry to a win. Doom and 5.
Why aren't they jumping? Why aren't they jumping John?
Yeah, bro. Look at his beret. That looks terrible.
He's wearing an America suit. Why isn't actual Captain America?
He is. He's got the.
I said actual Captain America, sir.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I thought you were talking about Sam Wilson.
Have some respect.
Ball.
Where's Bob? Is he standing behind Ghost?
I think he. I think he's gonna.
That's Bucky. Sorry. Did they put him under at the end of the movie?
No, so I think Bob dies. I could be wrong. Oh wait, this might be a spoiler thing as well, but I also might just be making this up.
He's the strongest Thunder.
I think it's like they're gonna have Doctor Doom. It's like, remember how Thanos beat up Hulk to be like, oh, this is. I think that's one of the ones. I think he might be the spine rip guy.
Look, it's the guy who's power. You have no idea how
I'm
strong
pretty
he
sure
is, and he's dead now.
I would be shocked if Doom doesn't do the spiner. The problem is it can't be graphic. It's gotta be PG-13. But like, yeah. I'm pretty sure Doom's gonna do the spiner.
That's why it could be Void, because they could have him be like black out, and like you just see black in this. Yeah, that'd be so.
I remember something about Sentry dying early on, but I could be wrong. Yelena does look so stupid.
She looks 4 feet tall.
They all look stupid. Like, this is just, what is this line?
Like
bro, Thor. With Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk. Okay. I know this isn't the joke everyone's going around.
No one would ever stand this way unless they're standing for a shot in a movie. Like, why are they standing like this?
So wait, okay, so the new Avengers.
They're having a conversation right now. Why are they standing like this?
So the new Avengers with a Z, because I remember that joke, is right, we got Ghost. We got Red Guardian, we got John Walker, we got Yelena, and we got Bucky. The Fantastic Four, you know them, right? Things still looks fine.
Standing like that? He's like,
because he doesn't know how to stand.
He's standing.
And then the Avengers, remember the Avengers who are suing these guys consists of Ant-Man and Sam Wilson. And I'm guessing Falcon, like the Mexican Falcon. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, bro. But
Torres.
Yeah.
Is it Torres?
Yeah, Joaquin, right?
Something like that.
Jacqueline, Joaquin. He's the one who's like got the extremely comic accurate suit, but unfortunately, it's comic accurate. It's one of the worst suits ever.
Yep.
So that's quite the cast.
Yep.
And this is supposed to be the biggest threat ever. And that's their team. No Doctor Strange, by the way.
And they died.
Yeah, again, why would that matter? It's like, by the way, by the way, everyone who was way better than you guys died.
To threats that were way weaker than the one we're facing. That's
Okay,
literally
but
his
who can
speech.
help carry us? Namor and Shuri
Died facing enemy.
and Mbaku.
Who's literally just a
Mbappe.
human, by the way.
Let's
Just
go,
a regular
Mbappe.
human being. Not
It's a-
super strength, just a guy.
And threats.
Wait, were those the people from Avatar? Hold on. No way, Avatar! It's Avatar! Yo, we're getting the crossover.
Oh, why are you blue?
Let's go!
Why are you
Let's
blue?
go! Avatar crossover finally. Again, I can't help but go to Parks and Rec in the filibuster episode when Patton Oswalt is talking about his plans for Star Wars, and he's like, he has the reality gym, and that allows the link between the Marvel and Star Wars universe. It's like Doctor Doom brought that. What are they called in the movie, in the Avatar movie? What's the blue people? What's their race?
The Navi.
Yeah, they're like, it's the Nazis or whatever. And then they're here.
Is that?
So,
Oh yeah, Ghost and them are there as well. Is that?
why is Thing just here?
He's just there.
Yeah, I can see
Big
John
rock
Walker's
guy
stupid
there.
beret.
It's so
Where's the
funny
Navi here?
having like, you have Thor, and he's just like, oh, we need to go get Namor.
So we got Shuri, right? This is Shuri sitting on the throne
that's
that's made of
Namor.
teeth.
Dumbass.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad. Sorry, bro.
No, that's Namor, and then Shuri and them.
So we got
are-
Namor.
I think Shuri and Thor and all the good guys are like, Namor, we need your help. That's what's happening.
Isn't the other rock guy in this scene Taika Waititi, or was that? Am I misremembering that? No, I'm misremembering that.
No, I don't think so.
So we
I
got
think they're
Namor.
pretending he
We got
did.
Namor, the Submariner. We got Mbappe here. We got
No, that's not Mbappe. Mbappe's.
oh my gosh.
that one.
Okay, Mbappe. Whatever. Mbappe over here. And then the Navi from Avatar,
Mhm.
not the Airbender one, the other 3 movies.
I mean, the Airbender ones could be outside. We don't know.
And then Thing. And that's Vanessa Kirby's hair. And I think that's a Okoye right there.
Yeah. And then there's
That's John Walker.
Ghost and them.
And whoever this is, I can't tell.
I don't know.
Threats. That scared me far less than this one.
Yo.
Cyclops. Yeah. Oh, it's Gambit. I'm sure Corbin is thrilled with this.
I'm sure he was.
He's fighting Shang-Chi. Remember Shang-Chi? Remember that movie?
His movie 30
Yeah,
years ago.
don't worry. You're not alone. No one else does either.
Everything that they
Also, weren't those
Such-
10 rings supposed to be like super powerful? It's like you can't beat the magic stick guy.
You can't beat the guy
Sacrifice.
that throws
my
cards
God.
at you.
be for nothing. If
Which
we do not
Loki is
stand
that?
together.
Like, is that
Okay,
is that
apparently
God
Loki
of
season
all
2
time
isn't
Loki?
canon. Apparently Loki season 2 is not canon. This is purple card aura. So this is spoiler territory, right? Allegedly, whatever happens in this movie prevents the events of Loki season 2 from happening. Like, it's not possible for them both to happen. I don't remember the exact reasoning, but it was like, for whatever reason, that can't happen. So I never watched Loki season 2 personally. But
So dumb. Oh,
I did see everyone glazing, and it was like, oh, everyone's
Falcons and
defeated. Everyone's defeated, and then
why is it so colorless? Look at this.
Everyone was defeated, and then it was like, oh, but then that theme starts playing, and it's the theme from the Loki TV show, and everyone's like, now they stand a chance. It's like, okay.
Also,
Yeah, bro.
yeah, that's just
Yeah, this looks awful.
so. Like, does
Like the
Loki have
color.
his super awesome mega powers or not?
I'd assume no.
That
Yo, why is he stand so feminine?
like you popping the hips out. That's so
Put aside.
What's Elena's Glock gonna do to Doctor Doom, by the way? Can we talk about this?
Dude,
Her
in the Ironheart comics, Doom is using guns and getting pieced up by guys with guns. So maybe we're getting that.
her only superpower is 9mm.
Hey, maybe we're getting Ironheart comic Doom.
Well, so why is she going first and Mr. Fantastic's like,
Look
"Stay
how
back."
Anthony Mackie's standing in the back. Look at him.
Put aside your
He's like holding him back and
He's
just
just
ducks
holding
under his arm like, I'll lead the way. And he's just standing back there idle posing. It's just idle posing.
That's the
I
most
look
we've
Herbie or
seen.
whatever.
That's the most.
Petty
we've
squad.
seen. Oh.
Oh.
Oh
my
no!
God,
Now there's
wait,
2 of
two
them. This is getting out of hand.
2 Yelenas.
Giving the people what they want.
Assume nothing except that
Oh, it's Gandalf.
Gandalf the White,
you
yeah.
return.
I
Dude,
come
can
to
you imagine how
at
much?
the
Dude,
turn of the
imagine
tide.
it cuts to Ian McKellen, and he just looks at you and he's like, "Wake up!" And then the movie cuts away, and then it's just the opening scene of Fellowship, and you're just they tricked you, and now you're just in there watching Fellowship instead of this trash.
That would
I thought this was Edward Norton for a second. I was like, we're really bringing everyone back. Okay.
Who will return has brothers and sisters.
Oh, get it? Because it cut
to a
from
brother
Johnny to
and his-
Sue. Dude, this looks awful.
Yeah.
Why does he look like Billy Butcher? Oi.
Oi,
Doom.
oi, dude.
Oi, Doom.
I'm gonna bloody bollocks you, mate.
Oi.
On my word.
Oh my gosh, Doomsday aura farming.
Dude, that's every.
That's
comic.
probably a tweet.
That's
That's probably every tweet. Bro, Doom, isn't it crazy how Doom just stay aura farming?
That's all the Odyssey comics are. Dude, Agamemnon, the
We're going
first
to
aura
need
farmer.
a miracle. Hey, now. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's
It's not possible. Thor of all people should never be the one saying that's not possible. It's like he died. He was just old. That was where his character ended. He was just old. He literally was a part of a time travel time heist, and he's like, "How are you alive?"
What?
They
You
learned of
old
the
and
existence
stuff.
of multiple universes. He's like, "What? It can't be Steve Rogers." No way.
How's he gonna react to Loki being back? What?
Doesn't even look like Captain America. Like, it doesn't even look like Steve Rogers. They
He's
didn't
just
even
a
dye his
guy.
hair.
He's just
We
a
couldn't
guy.
have dyed the blonde hair.
He's man. He's just,
Why-
just a guy.
They took the Infinity War look one step further and took the suit off. It's just a guy.
He's wearing
It's just
jeans and a
man.
jacket.
Yes, I'm man. It's the
Man. It's the Batman.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I'm man. I'm guy. It's the guy.
He's Captain Good Guy.
Who is that? I'm the guy.
You're not the guy. I'm the guy.
Yeah. They should do that scene with Sam Wilson.
They should. He's the guy.
Hey, we need a guy to hold this shield. I'm the guy. You're not the guy. He's right. I'm the guy. Who's that? Who are you? I'm the guy.
I'm the guy.
Oh, they did the theme. Do 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 do. Isn't Infinity Vision just not a real thing,
It's
by
just
the
a
way?
thing they made up.
Because they don't have IMAX because of Dunes. They just made something up.
They just made up some bullshit.
They
They're
just
like, yeah, no,
made
this is
some
better.
shit up. Oh, it is Doomsday.
The timer, the timer.
That's the craziest reference of all, was the timer.
Will the timer appear in Doomsday?
Dude.
That's the question. Like, if they know Doom is coming and they know it's going to be one day, are they going to turn on a little Doomsday timer?
Yeah, there's going to be a reference to something about it being Doomsday.
No, I mean, like, are they going to turn on a time? Like, are they going to turn
That's what I'm saying. There's going to be a Doomsday clock. That's what I meant by, like, reference to. I do have to piss, though, so if you just want to talk about that here, I'll give you a little help.
What am I going to talk about?
I just talk about
Please
how
don't
trash it
don't
looked
pull
here.
up the timer.
I got you.
No! Oh my god. Yeah, Doomsday is it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. Dune looks decent though. It looks decent. There's some comparisons of like the shots that people have seen from Dune 3 compared to like the shot of the thing shaking Mbappe's hand. And it's like, it's just CGI goof all over the screen versus like actual real movie. And like the Dune movies aren't my favorites. Like, I have problems with them. They're not perfect. But like, they're so much better. It's not. Nothing crazy happened while you were gone. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. You're muted.
Get it. When Marvel was like popping, you know, like I would watch like the red carpet sometime. Yeah. Corbin said, "Thank goodness Jake doesn't have a solo podcast." I don't even think I ever would have like had that like up.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Even Prime Marvel, I'm not watching.
Like, bro, I doubt the Escape Pod has even opened to that within the last few months, and they're like the target audience.
Yeah.
No wonder he doesn't post YouTube videos. Corbin Jake has alleged that he's going to make a video, which I know that's a threat that's like
Also,
same as
what
every
kind
other
of
time,
kind of like great conversation did you expect alone with the Doomsday clock on? Like, I don't. What
You didn't even
what do
analyze
want
the
from me?
clock, dude. Here, I'll give you another chance.
Shit, that's a good. Hold on. Okay, so you see. Hold on. It's gonna be in a second. It'll be 15. Yep. And wait a second. It'll
How
be
did
5.
you know?
It'll be 5. It's about to be 5.
No way. Oh my god!
Yep. No in-depth analysis.
Wait,
my
is the
ass.
minute gonna go down? The minute's not gonna go down.
Oh!
I'm tweeting about this.
We gotta talk about the Odyssey, bro. I can't do this.
No, we don't. Hold on.
Oh,
Better
right.
leave that up on the
Yeah,
side
we have,
monitor
we
just to
have
be safe.
Clayface.
No, that's not even what I was gonna go to next. I'm working at we have a transitionary
This is
one
gonna be
because
a
we have
5-hour
a new
pod.
Wolverine trailer. Bro, shut up. All right, let's see.
I've lived long enough.
What, is he gonna die too?
Game's probably gonna end with him dying.
X23 will take over.
Every fight. Every death.
All right, bro.
Trying to. Nothing left except rage.
Oh dang, that's like out soon.
Yep. It looks
I don't know. That trailer doesn't tell me anything.
yeah, I mean there's literally nothing to glean from that trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a trailer.
I just unpaused the Doomsday clock. I just unpaused the Doomsday clock. And I just heard ticking in my ears. I think that would genuinely drive me insane if I actually had that up. We can't actually watch this because it's WB and I hate them because of how much they hate me. Not me specifically, just in general.
Just people.
But we can click through this, I guess. Hey, I recognize that chick. I don't remember what from, but I do. All right, bro. Maybe my mouse just isn't going to work today. Let's see. Anything. Look. Oh, he's got this on. That looks fine. Cool. Oh. Oh, yeah. The Batman got delayed again.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Is it even real at this point?
Well, that looked terrible.
Ew.
That looks awful. Okay. All right. Whoa. Oh, look. Okay. Whoa. Yeah.
Sand. Ooh.
I'm sure this is way better with whatever music's playing in the background, but unfortunately, WB's the worst.
Yep.
This isn't my fault. This is their fault. Oh. Whoa. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. So he's getting the thing. Oh. Yeah, this movie's going to be so nasty. That's good, though. That's what it needs to be. I don't know why it exists, but...
You know,
so he's...
it looks
As long as James Gunn didn't touch any of it, it'll probably be pretty good.
yeah, I think it'll be decent.
Ew. Oh. Is he gonna, like, cut his face? Gross. Ew. Look fear. Yeah, they're sticking with the look fear in the face thing. Oh, it's the Joker. Why so serious?
You want to know?
Why so serious? You think there's gonna be any Batman stuff on that, or you think it's just
No,
Clayface?
I think it looks better. I think it'll probably be better than Superman and Supergirl.
Wow, that's high praise.
I know. Crazy controversial statement. No.
Sorry, it's just too funny. The fact that exists. Someone thought that people want to watch a clock.
Dude, someone pitched that idea, and other living human beings went, "Whoa!"
I mean, in fairness, it can't be costing that much money.
No,
considering how much they
it's
spend on
costing
everything.
next to nothing. But like,
It's what, some server space?
yeah,
But they're already spending so much.
internet isn't cheap, man.
Yeah, but they're already spending so much money.
Yeah. What's next?
Moon Knight Epic. I'm just looking at what Marvel even be posting these days, and we got Moon Knight Epic Fights compilation. Now, I've been told Moon Knight is peak cinema and everyone should watch it. 250,000 views. It's a lot, I guess. Didn't this have a Doom tease in it? Hold on. There was some big tease where the Fantastic Four were like, oh, we have dinner, and then Doom showed up. But now I can't find that. So it might just be GG's, bro.
Who knows? What about Franklin Richards?
Who?
He took their baby at the end of
Oh,
Fantastic
yeah.
Four.
I forgot about that.
And we see the Fantastic Four in like every shot, and not once.
Sue Storm gives birth to Franklin Richards. Why would you post that clip? Yo, Marvel Entertainment's cooked, bro.
I
It's
just mean, like,
GG's, bro.
not once have they been like, "Oh, we want our son back." Blah, blah. They're just standing there like.
Four most viewed trailers: Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame, Avengers: Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man PS4, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Thor Ragnarok, Marvel Strike Force, the mobile game?
Are they counting like ad views?
It might be. Because I remember that ad was everywhere.
It's gotta be.
Spider-Man PS4 trailer, or the E3 gameplay, this one was sick.
Yeah.
It was the mission where he's in this, I don't know, it's the one where he's in the scaffolding and the demons. It's kind of when the demons first are like fully introduced, taking over the Fisk stuff. It's pretty sick. And then the game was fire. And then Spider-Man 2 came out. And it was not as fire. Speaking of not as fire, I'm just kidding. So what were your thoughts on okay, how should we start this? Should we start with that? Should we start with what are your thoughts on Christopher Nolan coming into the Odyssey? What's your view? We're doing a harsh cut now to the Odyssey.
So
Because
couldn't think of
Avengers
a
Doomsday
good
sucks.
transition. The thing is, I think Christopher Nolan has made incredible movies. He's made movies that are like it's like 2 movies in my top 5.
Which ones?
The Prestige and Dark Knight.
Oh yeah. I always kind of forget that I know Chris Nolan made the Batman movies, but like I always kind of forget to include those when I'm thinking through his filmography.
Yeah. Because you kind of do have to separate them when you're talking about certain things. I think he can make incredible movies. I think he can also make pretty bad, very pretentious movies like Tenet. But the Odyssey, gods and monsters and stuff, that's just not
3 years ago when Superman, is that where you're going with that? Or you're trying to transition to talk about the greatest movie ever, Gods and Monsters, Superman?
No.
Is that where we're going? Oh, okay.
No.
My bad. Sorry. You can go on.
That's not really his thing. Now, when it was announced, I had hope for it because I like Christopher Nolan a decent amount of the time.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about Nolan in general, not specifically the Odyssey.
Yeah,
like, what's your view of his filmography? I guess I should say.
Most of the time, I like his films. They're usually pretty dark and depressing. They're oftentimes pretentious, but quality-wise, they're normally quite good. Usually the third act is where there's problems, if there are massive problems.
Here, I'll run through his filmography real quick and give my quick opinion. You can counter on as I bring one up. Insomnia. Have you seen Insomnia? I have not seen Insomnia.
I have not.
Okay. Have you seen Memento? I need to watch Memento. I haven't seen Memento.
I might not have.
Batman Begins. Batman Begins is incredible. I love Batman Begins. I haven't seen The Prestige.
It's incredible.
I'm sure you like both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Knight's one of the greatest, I still think probably the greatest superhero adjacent / superhero movie ever made. Yep. I love Inception to death. And any thoughts on both of those?
I love Inception. I wish the final dream had been cooler.
The snow one?
Yeah.
Or the limbo
it's
one?
It's just like people on snowmobiles on a mountain. I thought that was kind of lame.
It was
okay. It could have been cooler, but I like the movie most of the time.
Okay, now we're in 2010. What's next? 2012, Dark Knight Rises is probably his worst film ever.
One of the worst.
I think it's his worst. Interstellar, I think, is probably one of the most boring hour and a half of my life I've ever wasted because he never left the farm within the first hour and a half of the movie.
Yeah, and the ending sucks. It doesn't make sense.
That's my opinion. I haven't seen the full movie to be like, the movie sucks. I just think I was like, when's he go to space? Not anytime soon. Okay, it's GG's, I'm out. That was 2014. After that, his next movie wasn't until Dunkirk, which I haven't seen. Have you seen Dunkirk? Okay, and then after Dunkirk, he made Tenet, which is like entertaining in a way because of how stupid it is. Like, I think I've seen Tenet 3 times. You never know what's being said because it was mixed with someone wearing, like, the Apple earbuds, like, not
He
AirPods, like,
he
the
can't
wired
mix
earbuds.
audio. It's bad.
Yeah, but this one was so much worse.
Yeah.
This is because this was made during COVID, and I think it was, like, I'm genuinely pretty sure someone had, like, the wired Apple earbuds when they were mixing it, and, like, they were just eyeballing it. They didn't do the, like, what I do when I edit my videos of, like, you have it play out the speakers at 50% volume to make sure it's good enough. Um, and it doesn't make any sense. The main character's name is the protagonist. Just so funny.
Yeah.
Is John David Washington, who was great in the movie, and that's about the only thing I could say super positively about it. I don't know. I find Tenet so entertaining because I've seen it 3 times. I still have no idea what's happening in it, and it's not good.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on Tenet. I thought Oppenheimer was amazing, and that brought us to the Odyssey.
Yeah. His audio mixing has always been a problem, as well as lighting. Those have always been problems. Um, but like it's to a point where it's not like it's unacceptable. I was in an
It ain't funny
IMAX. I was
anymore,
in an
Nolan.
IMAX.
The bit is not funny.
I was in an IMAX theater, and there was a point in the movie. There was actually, I believe, there was 3 distinct spots in the movie where the drums or some other thing making noise was so loud that I couldn't even like you
Well,
can't
in
even
fairness,
tell what it
them
is.
having Odysseus blast sicko mode on the JBL speaker wasn't exactly helping.
But it was fire though. But like being serious, like there were points where it was so loud that the audio quality was significantly diminished and I couldn't understand what was happening. Like the Cyclops screaming was so loud. I like that they were doing like a kind of like an unnerving type of scream, but it was so poorly mixed that you can't even understand what it's saying. The
Every time I hear
score,
mixing conversation, it just reminds me of Tenet, which just makes me laugh.
the score was like it was bad. It was just let me guess. There it's going to play drums and as the scene gets more tense, the drums will beat faster and louder. And that's what happens every time. It's not a dynamic interesting score. Like Interstellar has a really good score.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah. Yeah. It was which
Oppenheimer's
it's
a good score, and that was Ludwig Jorgensen.
yeah, he can be a very good composer.
He's got spam problems, bro. He's a button spammer. He likes to spam stuff because, like Mandalorian, he loves to spam his and then this movie he spammed the drums,
Well, it was
and you know what I'm saying. He's got
Nolan told him
spamming problems.
he couldn't
from
use
time
an
to time.
orchestra because they didn't have an orchestra then. But then he uses a synthesizer with the drums.
He's Travis Scott,
and he's using synthetic bass. Like
he used Travis Scott.
There's points where it literally like the score is just it's like 808s are playing. It's like like it's not
Young LaFlame in sicko mode.
It doesn't sound like beating on drums. It sounds like synthetic bass. It's not
Okay.
good.
So score aside, and without going super specific on the details, because we'll go in through a lot of those in a minute. What were your overall thoughts of the movie in general?
There were some things
broad stroke.
There were some things that I quite liked. The more I thought about those things, oftentimes the less I liked them. I think the way they did, saying off the top of my head, every single trial of Odysseus was bad and not the best way to do it, and was just like taking what happened in the story and making it worse. The non-linear stuff was very Nolan. I didn't dislike it in theory, but in practice it felt very clunky. The action was like the worst choreography of Dark Knight Rises the whole time. And there was so many choppy cuts that felt like
think Poseidon is your ally?
there were so many spots like in fight scenes and just in like dialogue with just choppy like amateur feeling cuts where it's just like cut
Oh,
over
I
and
wonder if there's
over.
any specific technical reason that a camera that is insists on using might have any reason to force cuts and weird points.
And it's colorless. It's subtle, like
yeah,
you can say the way it's shot, it's like grand and stuff, but it's lifeless.
it's also not
It's not though. Like
because they don't let
isn't that
shots
grand.
linger. There's never a moment where so okay. So I'll go. So my broad when I watched it, I was first off, this movie's 4 hours too short and 2 hours too long.
Yep.
Which might not make any sense, but if you watch it, you'll leave the same thing.
Go.
It's also literally just like when I left, I was like, okay, it's just whatever. That was about my thoughts on it. It's the same way. Like it wasn't how I felt. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at Nolan's filmography and I'm trying to compare it to anything. I don't even know that I can. There's just nothing. Maybe the first time I watched Batman Begins when I didn't appreciate it as much, where I was just like, I was like, okay. Like, there's not, it wasn't like Tenet where I just walked out and I was like, okay, in fairness with Tenet though, when I walked out, I was like, no, I think it was a good movie. I just don't know what's happening. So if I rewatch it, I'll know. And then I rewatched it and I still didn't know what's happening. And I was just like, no, that's just Tenet though. Like Inception's kind of confusing, but it's really not that hard to figure out. The only big thing with Inception's like, oh, was he still dreaming at the end? But like anyone who's like Inception's so confusing, it's like it's pretty simple, dude. They just go a layer deep every time. Tenet, he was like, the movie as a whole, you gotta watch in reverse on 2x speed while you have another one playing at half speed forward. It's like that was Tenet. But this one, I was like, but it was like, I've had to read I had to read the Odyssey for school. So I don't remember it that much because if I had to read it in school, it's like in here, I take the test, it's gone. I don't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of like unlocking core memories of like, yeah, of like I watched it and I was like, okay, that happened, but I didn't watch that wasn't the Odyssey.
Yeah.
That was
like,
the Matt Damon Odyssey. That was Matt Damon trying to get home.
It's like, okay, we're doing the Cyclops.
Boston.
It's like, okay, we're doing the Cyclops part. We're gonna get this, and it's gonna be really cool. And then it's like, was never mind. They didn't really.
And the reason is because it's not the Odyssey.
Yeah,
it's a 2012 early war on terror movie or like a Vietnam movie. It's like
it's very Vietnam.
It's like
movie.
Yeah, it's an anti-war Vietnam movie. Guy is talking to therapists while tripping balls on LSD, getting into his trauma about a war that he thinks they shouldn't have been involved in, that were led to under false pretenses, and did stuff he wasn't proud of, and now he doesn't want to go home because he doesn't see himself as the same person, and it's boomer slop, which makes sense because my theater had the average age of 130.
I had two.
Like there were probably 40. There were probably like
next to me.
I would say there was a solid 15 people in there who had their original hips.
The people next to me smelled like mothballs and wet hot dogs.
In defense, it was a 2 p.m. IMAX showing on a Tuesday. So there's probably not that many people out there who aren't just old who have time to go watch those movies. I had a day off, so I was doing it. But it was so old. Like I think they were Homer's personal friends there supporting his move, like his story being turned into a movie. And then they were probably disappointed because it wasn't their friend Homer's story. It was like, it was literally, I mean, it's literally every adaptation ever where it was just like, this is cool. I want to use elements of this to tell my own story instead of telling the original story.
Yeah, they made an the whole story was like, actually, the Trojan horse was bad.
Considering there's people who like try to knock on Two Towers and go, oh, it's all anti-Iraq war at the end. It gets real preachy.
It's
like the people who say that are the same people who probably left this movie going, that was pure cinema, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I personally, maybe it's because I didn't live through the late 2000s where like the sentiment on the war is starting to change and stuff. My adult life has been after most of that.
Mhm.
But like I never once have watched Two Towers and got to the end of the speech and gone, Sam had no reason to say that, and it's literally just because the Iraq War that speech is in the
No, I
movie.
literally listened to the speech. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever.
I don't understand how that conclusion even gets drawn to be honest.
No, it's just a really good speech.
Yeah.
Like that fits where they're at in the story and where they're going in the story. Because
Or maybe that one was pro-Iraq War. I don't even remember what people were trying to say.
I don't know, but it's just they're about to go into hell basically, and he's giving a motivational speech.
Yeah. So that I don't know. It's just that it's very weird how this movie, or it's not like I watched and I was like, that was all right, but it's not the Odyssey.
It's laid out like Oppenheimer, but the nuke is the Trojan horse.
Yeah. Although I'm gonna be honest, Oppenheimer really, I don't feel like did the like, oh, the nuke is pure evil thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there are elements of it there, and like Oppenheimer's all freaked out, but
it's
they
also
still had
it's more of a
it would have been
personal regret, but also
yeah.
not regret.
I know, I understand what you're saying. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. It wasn't the Odyssey. There's no other way to describe it. Like there's stuff that's okay. There's stuff that there's no good acting in it. It's like at best there's all right acting.
Yeah, I feel like the most just not being themselves performance was Pattinson.
Pattinson
and he was just playing like generic, like conniving asshole, and Pattinson's a good
he was just
actor.
he was a dude. He was like literally like a
Yeah.
dude off the street, but chucked into this world for whatever reason.
But like Pattinson's a good actor. Tom Holland was just being Tom Holland.
Yeah, there's draft dodgers. There's like draft dodgers in it. It's like this is literally it's just a Vietnam War movie. Like I don't understand. It's so weird. It's like the stuff that considering there's the stuff of like, oh, no orchestra because they didn't have it back then, but also we're gonna do Vietnam War allegory.
Yeah.
It's just that was my only. It was like when I watched, I was like, I was okay, but it was kind of. It just isn't the Odyssey, and that's the only thing I left thinking. Like we're not super militaristic on like adaptation has to be 100% accurate. But my sense is always like I think as long as the original idea of what the story is in there, it's a fine version of the adaptation, right? The Lord of the Rings movies. Look, we can never forgive Peter Jackson for not having teleporno in those movies. Okay, that's fair. All right, how could you not put teleporno in the movies? His name is so funny. But obviously I'm joking. But Tolkien heads, like Tolkien scholars hate those movies. Okay, I understand why they might, because like, not having Tom Bombadil, which is like kind of an important thematical character in the book and all this other stuff.
The events are
but then it's like
the spirit is there.
Yeah, it's still it's an anti now again, having Tolkien probably would be rolling in his grave that this movie's being turned into a multi-million-dollar company thing and all this. But that's beside the point. There's the message about the trees and industrialization of Mordor. The message is still there.
Yeah.
And there's some changes that's like, yeah, it's a little weird, like Sam leaving Frodo or like stuff like that, where it's kind of some melodrama stuff just chucked in for no reason. But it's very few and far between. And I think in fairness, because of the faithfulness of the theme and tone of them, it's fine adaptation. Spider-Man Homecoming is another example. It's not Spider-Man adaptation in the slightest, but I think all the elements of what makes Spider-Man exist in Spider-Man Homecoming to a point where I like the movie that for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We're not super like, oh, this is stupid, that doesn't have this, therefore adaptation, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
But this doesn't do that. This takes the story of the Odyssey and subverts it in a way of like, what if the theme was completely different and awful?
Yeah.
It's not epic. That's like the best way to describe it. It's not epic. It doesn't have an epic. Yeah. Which it's not good when your genre is as epic. that's the literal genre.
Meh.
Yeah.
My thing with adaptation is it doesn't have to be 1-to-1 in events, but it needs to be faithful to the theme, the spirit of the story and the characters need to be faithful to the spirit of the characters.
Also, if you're changing something, it better be good. Like, you
Yes,
can't
and
change something for it to be
when
bad.
you change things, don't make them worse and don't take stuff out for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, what
When
our our
when
harshest critique of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is that they're missing a line that does kind of tie into the theme of the character, but
my
there's still some
harshest
elements of
critique
those.
is the one thing they added at the end. My second harshest is a line
That's
that they
true.
forgot. Those I have two harsh critiques about A Night of the
And
Seven
they're both
Kingdoms.
about the natures of the adaptation, right? So,
Yeah.
mine,
Um.
well, I having not read those, mine was like, why'd you use jazz? But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but like, that's the point. It's like you choose to remove or add things, that's where you make your mistake. And it's like, so Nolan can add or change things from the Odyssey, but here's the deal: is the Odyssey is like a fundamentally important story that kind of defines storytelling as a whole. So it's probably like that for a reason. So I wouldn't recommend changing too
The
much of
way
it.
I've talked to several people about how I felt about the Odyssey, and some of them said to me like, well, not everybody really even like most people don't even know the like the story of the Odyssey, and it's not really that important. And I was like, no, it is.
But it is.
It's the story. Like that's all.
That and the Bible are
It's
the stories,
the
basically, that
story.
every other story is derived from.
Yeah, the Odyssey is like it's as simple as that. It's the story. It's
The Odyssey and the Bible. Those are like, and
they're the
that's like, those are the
oldest.
two that basically you can draw a connection to with every other movie or story that's been made in some way, whether it's a subversion of it or
Yeah,
a story. So Puss in Boots and the Last Wish is almost is a personal odyssey of sorts.
yeah.
And honestly, right when you watch the movie, I'm not even sure Christopher Nolan booted up Mario Odyssey because he never even threw his hat.
No, he didn't.
So I'm not sure
I don't
what
think
he's
he's even
adapting.
played the game.
There wasn't even a
So
plumbing scene.
they didn't fix
He
any
didn't go into
pipes.
a single pipe. He didn't go into a single pipe. What was he
He
watching?
ate some flowers.
He did. He did eat.
He ate
Yeah,
some flowers. He fought
yeah.
like a big guy.
So I mean, the always concern I had was like Nolan doesn't do doesn't do unexplained. Everything has to have a justification, right?
Except
And sometimes
for
it works. Hold on. Sometimes it works. Like in The Dark Knight, right? It's like, oh, or Batman Begins. It's like, how's he get his mask? Well, he orders them in bulk as a military supply chain to his company. And the other times it doesn't work. Like in The Dark Knight Rises, when he's like, the Lazarus pit's actually just a hole,
yeah.
and you gotta climb out of it. It's like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna be like, when you're doing those, like, it's gotta be realistic because the other things were too ridiculous. Like, if you do it wrong, like, I'm sticking with the Lazarus Pit example, it's gonna be way dumber and more ridiculous than if you had just done the thing that you thought was dumb. If Nolan had literally had Ra's al Ghul come out of a pit of slime and be resurrected, that would have been way less dumb than Batman has his spine broken, so he gets thrown in a hole where a doctor punches him in the back until he can climb back out of the hole.
And he can only make the climb. The like one of the greatest athletes ever can only make the same climb that a 7-year-old can make if he drops the rope.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Nah.
so there's some things you can change where it's like, okay, that's, maybe that was a little ridiculous. I understand why you got rid of it. And then there's other things of like, why would you think that that's too dumb to have?
Yeah.
You know? And Nolan is a big problem with it. Like, I think the guy who, and I don't really, like, I'm not in love with this guy's movies the way some people are. I think Denis Villeneuve, I don't know how to say his name, and I always mess it up. Villeneuve, the guy who did Dune, would have probably been the right choice for the Odyssey, weirdly. Like, he comes off his Dune trilogy. If he wanted to launch into an Odyssey trilogy, I think he probably would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Because Duncan Idaho's in the next Dune trailer, and that's where the weird stuff starts happening. So embracing the weirdness is a very important part of adapting stories like that, and he's not shied away from it with Dune so far. So, whereas Nolan, he doesn't want to do the explicit gods, which is kind of weird because I think that's kind of important for the Odyssey.
He also is doing them. Like their effect is happening.
But
He just
are
does
they?
it.
Like, and then exactly, there's some stuff where it's like, oh, it starts off with apparent magic, and then also, but then it's like, yeah, but there's also literally a Cyclops.
And then they literally go to hell and see people who are dead. So it's like,
Exactly.
and he sees Athena and speaks
Let's
to Athena throughout the
go.
movie.
Yeah, but that you see, that's what I was thinking too.
Maybe-
And then it's at the end of the movie, it's like maybe it's not though.
Maybe he's just seeing that. Maybe it's a manifestation of his guilt. It's like, okay, but I saw the Cyclops though.
Yeah. So let's go through the characters, right? So we got Matt Damon playing allegedly Odysseus. Matt Damon, he got jacked for it, so shout out
He looked
his
good.
workout routine and testosterone replacement because he's old. So good for him getting all jacked.
He's not
Um,
big enough. For
yeah, but I mean,
Odysseus. But that's no hate to
whatever.
him. I'm just saying Odysseus should be a
Yeah.
bulky
But he was,
guy.
I mean, earlier in the movie, yes, by the point where we see him shirtless and he's jacked, no, because he's been traveling for 10 years,
Yeah,
right?
fair.
And I think you can make the argument of like, oh, they've been on the island or they've been on the beach for 10 effing years, and then and maybe it'd be smaller, but whatever. That's an argument, right? And so that you got Odysseus, and he's allegedly that's allegedly Matt Damon's playing. He's the main character of the Odyssey, believe it or not. Who would you call the second most important character?
I want to say Telemachus, but he doesn't really do anything.
Are you a Telemachus guy? I'm a Telemachus guy.
It's Greek, bro. I don't know Greek.
I'm just asking. I'm asking. I don't really care.
I
one way or
kind of
another.
bounce
I'm
back
asking.
and forth. I say
I'm a
whatever.
Telemachus guy personally.
Are you an Amos guy or like an Amos guy? Or an
I don't even know who that is. Which one is that?
It's the blind guy. Amos. How do you say it?
I'm gonna be honest. The only way I thought that was Emmaus, and the only way I'd able to say that is because that's a story in the Bible, the road to Emmaus.
Yeah.
It's when Jesus disguises himself until they eat. So, I don't know. That's the only way I could even remember his name. To be honest, I know him as John Leguizamo. It's so funny because the Odyssey is one of those few stories I've read multiple times, and I like in general, like of a book that scale.
Mhm.
It's not even that big, but like, and I just don't remember so many elements of it because I was forced to read it for school.
Yeah.
But I know stuff that and I forget all of it, but then stuff will happen. I'm like, that's not quite right. So yeah, so I guess we can go to Telemachus, played by Tom Holland.
He's Tom
Tom
Holland.
sucked in this movie.
Listen, I believe that Tom Holland is capable of good acting.
Yeah.
But everything I see him in, he's just Tom Holland. And
And he's not even Tom Holland because he's American
yeah.
in this.
Christopher Nolan isn't good at coaxing performances out of actors. He's good at the technical side of directing. He's not good at the people side of directing.
Yeah, and then people tell you like the best character writing comes from his brother, but there's argument way, whatever.
Yeah, I just mean as far as getting a performance out of a person from Nolan isn't his strong suit.
Yeah. He benefits greatly from actors understanding what tone the scene needs to have, and they embrace it themselves, like Leo in most of Inception, or Christian Bale in the Batman movies, or Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent. Like, because you can see it, and I don't know that Tom, and I don't even think it was his fault. I think it was the whole tone of the movie itself doesn't make much sense, so Tom doesn't really know how to go. Plus, in fairness, he's married to a woman who everyone says is some amazing actress, and she sucks. Which I guess we can go to, even though she's literally so irrelevant to this movie, which is Athena. Kind of important to the original Odyssey story. Played by Zendaya.
Emotionless.
Technically. Zendaya does not. She literally just sits and stares like this. And honestly, that's too much emotion in my face.
And then she cries, and while she's crying, there's no emotion on her face.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I'm already sick of Zendaya, and I still have 2 more movies to watch this year that she's in. So there's that. That's great. Yeah, whatever. She was terrible. Tom Holland we were going through was pretty terrible. We can talk about Penelope. We'll get to John Bernthal. We'll talk about Penelope. She was played by Anne Hathaway. Character was annoying. Dialogue was annoying. Played a little too over the top, I feel like, at moments.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, too much screen time. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah.
So I'll speak for Homer, I guess, for Lupita Nyong'o and say too much screen time.
Too much.
Is what I think of her specific screen time. It's funny that Lupita says that, by the way, and like her character has no screen time.
She's not even in the movie.
B,
She's in
the entire story is driven by women in the poem. The Trojan War happens because Aphrodite, in some way, causes the event with Helen and Paris, and then Odysseus' journey back home is guided by Athena.
And getting home to Penelope.
Yeah, kind of. It's also he's kind of there's literally like listening to the story, which is I think it's the Fagel translation, which is one of the ones that most people go to. He's kind of like, yeah, I mean, my wife's there, but she's not even as hot as Calypso. I mostly just want to go home to Ithaca. That's literally basically a line in the opening of the. He's like, Calypso's like, you sure you don't want to stay? And he's like, look, I know my wife is old and not as hot as you, but yes. And I'm like, okay. See, this doesn't help my narrative that Odysseus is like, no, the sex goddess.
Yeah.
No. Endless LSD and sex. No.
Curse you, Calypso.
No, Poseidon, why? But yeah, it's like, so yeah, and then it was just like, what if we just remove the women in charge of this and make them have nothing to do with it? And Lupita was like, what do you think about the screen time, Homer? He would have been like, why is there so little?
Yeah, the importance of Helen of Troy literally got removed from the movie.
Yeah. So we have that was and Anna Hathaway, not great either, overacting at times, I would say. Robert Pattinson acted fine. His character sucked. He plays Anthony Davis. And yeah, whatever. And basically, here's the deal. He's this guy, and he did this thing.
Suitors, basically.
And he did this thing though, and it was a no good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what he did. And now he wants to marry Anne Hathaway. So there's that. And then next character we got is John Bernthal. He played John Bernthal. He did not change from John Bernthal to ancient Greek John Bernthal. He just remained John Bernthal. I do have a critique here though. We got to stop this redhead erasure. Menelaus is described as the redheaded king, yet bald John Bernthal's playing him. So what's up with, all right, I'm putting my foot down. This is ridiculous here. What's happening? This is ridiculous.
No
We can't
representation. What
is happening here? How am I supposed to see myself in a character?
I don't know, man.
John Bernthal literally does the same Punisher speech he always does, where he's like,
let me tell you something.
That's literally every scene he was in.
Shut up, Helen.
Yeah. So that was John Bernthal. He played John Bernthal, arguably the worst in this movie because he literally just played John Bernthal.
Yep.
My vote probably still goes to Tom Holland because I thought he was just so awful in this movie.
It's also with Tom Holland, especially playing Telemachus, whatever. I need them to explicitly state how old he is because they can either tell me he's 15 or tell me he's 30, and I'll go, yep, okay. But I need them to tell me. I assume he's 20 because he was a baby when Odysseus left. But, like, give me a little something because I really don't know how to treat him. If he's 20, which he's
not of age to be a king.
He's
yet.
not competent.
But
he's too incompetent for a 20-year-old. Like, he can't do anything.
Yeah. So that's John Bernthal as John Bernthal, allegedly Menelaus, but he's playing John Bernthal. He has a wife who's kind of important to the original whole Trojan War thing, Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy is a character who's described as so beautiful that, 1,000 ships were launched in a war. And literally the way that all the war happened was because all of the suitors were there and or fear of them killing each other because she chooses someone else. They made them swear a promise to defend whichever suitor she chose, or whoever. So when she's kidnapped or willingly goes with, depending on which version you're going with, Paris, to Troy, she it they call on the old oath of the suitors and then gather along with other ones, and there's also potentially Agamotto as the Eye of Agamotto wants to do other stuff with Troy or whatever.
Yeah.
So all this is fine. Obviously, the casting was received a million critiques. You can believe she's a good, well cast, whatever. Problem is, the whole story gets undermined when she has a twin sister. Because you can't have one woman so beautiful.
You can't have
People
the
go
most
to war.
beautiful woman in the
People will go
world
to
be a
war.
twin.
People go to war because there's just another one.
Yeah. That's like if I'm like, I'm the most strong, powerful hero in all the land, and this is my twin brother with the exact same abilities as me.
It'd be like if Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet and there was just another
Yeah.
one. So yeah, Lapita was barely in this movie, which was kind of expected. I don't know. She wasn't really Helen of Troy type, so
No.
I don't know.
She was
I don't know.
every scene she was in, she was like mean and angry as both
Yeah.
characters. I was like, oh.
This movie's very pro Troy.
Yeah.
I
I don't like Troy.
Because she's like,
Troy sucks.
I hate being here. I would rather be in Troy. And then they were like, we killed Troy, and that was bad. And then
It's like actually the greatest military achievement in 20 years was bad.
So what other characters? Do we have any other major characters we're missing? We have John Leguizamo as Emmaus or Amos or whatever. He plays a blind guy who throws puppies off of cliffs and lets them sleep on dung for just years.
No, that was for like a month or something. Or like
It's a minimum of 20 days. Had to have been more, probably 22 days at a minimum.
Why?
Unless we're changing the timeline of how fast Odysseus gets home. Well, it's supposed to be 20 days from when he leaves Calypso's island, that he arrives to a different place that isn't his home, but we didn't do that. We just went straight back to Ithaca. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's also non-linear, and it'll cut from like one day to the next day, or one day to like 30 years before.
yeah. But anyway, we got him. We have Ryan Hurst as mentor. Character who literally is the reason mentors are called mentors, and he does nothing in this movie other than die slowly.
Yeah.
So funny. It's so
and then
funny.
go, that's Odysseus, isn't it? And die.
So funny. And then, is there any other character? Technically, there are other characters, but they don't have character.
I mean,
Like, there's all
yeah,
of
I was gonna
Odysseus's
say,
boys.
Odysseus's crew, but like Eurylochus is the only one that's almost a character, and he isn't a character. So
Which one's Locus?
Eurylochus, it's the one where he's like, wait, so he can go.
Okay.
It's that one.
Yeah, there's that guy. There's Robert Pattinson's goon suitor who is also there.
Yeah.
Technically is a character. Yeah, so you get to know like a whole none of Odysseus's men, but there are two other ones. There's the one I recognize who plays the pastor guy in Punisher season 2. And he's in Dutton Ranch as the sheriff. He's the steering guy with the like big bags under his eye. That's one of the guys I recognize. And then there was Lotus, or whatever. And he is there. Yeah, and he's there.
And then there's
and then the main one, who I would argue might be the second most important character, is Sinon. Who is not in the Odyssey, not in the Iliad, is in poems, and is pretty important to the Trojan horse, and that's about it. Yet they made him kind of the driving through point of this movie.
Yeah.
And he is played by Elliot Page.
Yeah. And wasn't important enough to know about the Trojan horse, but is still the through line of the movie.
Yeah. So in the original story of him, he knows about what's going on with the Trojan horse. And when he's captured and tortured by Trojans at points. Still never gives it away, and then sometimes he helps free them from the Trojan horse. Other times he just sneaks away and goes and signals the ships to come back to raid city of Troy. In this one, Sinon just goes "Rah!" and then dies, and then goes "Brah, brah," and then they're like, "Oh, we should take the horse." Whereas in the other ones, he literally, it's like a cunning trick. He's like, "Oh, they made this because if it's a sacrifice to to Athena, but they know if you take it inside, they'll never be able to attack your city again." Which is obviously a trick, so that they take it inside. But Nolan was like, they would never take this horse inside, so it has to be small, and they have to be rescuing it from the water that they built it in for some reason.
Yeah.
And they also build it so big they have to take part of the wall down. That's kind of the thing. But in this, they were like, what if we just drag it in slowly?
Even in Troy, it was like, at least they had like roll it in, and they didn't build it in the water.
So they build this thing, right? And it's in the water. Like, it's submerged and buried. And then John Bernthal tells Spider-Man that he's like, "Hey, Peter, men were drowning in the horse." And these are the best. The people with the Trojan horse were the best warriors among them because they had to do this. So they were just like letting these guys drown.
Yeah. Covered in poop and pee.
Because they couldn't build it 20 feet more onshore.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to get to the actual sort of scene by scene breakdown?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we open up, the titling or the opening text is "in a time of apparent magic."
Setting a tone that maybe none of this will have any mythological or magical elements.
Except for when it does.
Because there was a quote from Nolan early on that, like, oh, what they would have seen as magic is actually just science today.
Yeah. It's like, oh, except
but then
for,
there's also just magic in this movie.
Except for the giant monsters.
All right, what's next? We get Travis Scott,
opens
right?
up with Travis,
we get the Fortnite guy.
Travis Scott telling the story of the Trojan horse.
He talked about how Odysseus went sicko mode.
Yeah.
And it gave him goosebumps.
And then we see Sinon get speared against the Trojan horse by some Trojan soldiers.
We get the greatest run of all time first of Elliot Page going.
Yeah, it looks like you took a 12-year-old.
It's a common problem of actors and actors in general not knowing how to run for some reason.
Yeah.
And then Elliot Page cannot run. Also like the forced perspective because of how short Elliot Page is.
Yeah. Like tiny.
It's so...
Greatest soldier ever, though.
No, not greatest soldier ever. Smartest. Bravest.
Dies immediately. Gets speared to the Trojan horse. Says it's a gift, offering to Athena, that kind of stuff. And then we get introduced to Penelope, Odysseus' wife, Queen of Ithaca, mother of Telemachus, Odysseus, and Penelope's son. Amos, EMS, however you want to say it. It's the blind pig herder and Odysseus' most loyal friend and servant at home in Ithaca. And then Antinous, he's basically the face of the suitors and the most sly and conniving of all of them. And we'll get more from all of them later, but we get a brief introduction to them all. And then we see an old beggar enter like the hall, and the suitors heckle him and stuff. Telemachus stops them, citing Zeus's law, which we'll hear about a lot in this film.
And is literally just made up for this movie.
It's just made up.
It's like slightly derived from other real Greek elements. It's just not a thing in the Odyssey.
Zeus's law states that basically treat others how you want to be treated in case they're a god in disguise. Basically show hospitality, respect, and honor. It's actually like treat strangers with respect and like basically be hospitable.
Basically, I think the reason it exists is Nolan was probably like, well, they would have just thrown the suitors out of the palace, so this will give me an excuse for why they're still here. This will make more sense for why they're still here, other than just like they were incapable of throwing them out of the palace.
Yeah, they couldn't throw 100 men out of the palace. Like, yeah, whatever.
And it's all important for the theme at the end, which is like the real sea people was the murder and pillaging we did along the way.
The real evil was us along the way. And then we see Telemachus training with his mentor, while Amos supervises. He talks about Odysseus a little bit, how Odysseus would say that you can't always be the strongest or the fastest, but you can be the smartest. He talked about how he would hunt with honor, and he would always like strum his bow before like taking a shot to give the prey a chance.
So honorable. That's why he stabs Cyclops in the eye while it's sleeping.
Yeah. And then also how he got his hunting dog Argo, who will be slightly important. And then it shows us him hunting.
It also just doesn't exist until the very end in the story, original story. Argo,
yeah, and it's like a
dog.
much better moment.
Yeah, well, the problem is, this is why, because I think the moment is fine in this movie. The problem is that everything else has trained me to be like, okay, they're just going to kill the dog for emotional payoff, right? And then they kill the dog for emotional payoff. It's like, oh.
Yep.
Like, I think it's fine in this movie, and it would have been fine had everything since John Wick not been like, oh, we got to do the dog death for emotional payoff because we don't know how to write.
And then we see boys drawing lots for the war. Antinous and Sinon switch lots so Antinous doesn't have to go. Basically just says that he'll take care of Sinon's family while he's gone. He's lying to him. And then Odysseus sees this and basically lies for him to like.
Yeah, this is all so confusing.
To spare his. It's basically to spare a father's shame, is what he says. And then he tells Antinous to look after Sinon's family and his family while he's gone, which obviously he won't do because he's clearly a lying scumbag.
He's a draft dodger.
Yeah. I don't. Odysseus is smart.
Well, allegedly, not this one.
He's not characterized that way in the entirety of the movie, but Odysseus is intelligent.
Matt Damon's character in the Odyssey is not very smart, though.
No. Then Penelope and Odysseus talk about him leaving for the Trojan War. Basically, Agamemnon will do anything to defeat the Trojans. He sacrificed his own daughter for favorable winds.
Which, by the way, the daughter is like just so much older in the original because the way he lures her there to sacrifice is she's gonna marry Achilles.
Yeah.
And the one that's sacrificed in this movie would not have been able to marry Achilles.
It's like a 5-year-old that he just throws into the
5 is generous. It was like 3.
I'd say 4.
He just throws it into the water.
Yeah, but basically Penelope gives Odysseus her like pin, brooch, whatever, so that she'll be able to identify him and so that she'll be able to tell when people are honest about giving her like an account of Odysseus.
Yeah.
It's gonna disappear from the movie entirely until they remember it in the third act and go, "Oh no, yeah, he had it the whole time." But you literally won't see it the entire movie. It's great. And then we see it talks about Odysseus, like he's the only person that can string his hunting bow. It shows him doing the iconic shot through all the axes. And then it gets back to sort of present time. We see the suitors like beating up Argo. Basically, they're just like beating a talk during dinner.
See, this is why I'm like, it's like you're just doing the cheap emotional payoff thing. But
yeah, and then they go set him outside on a dung heap for however long until Odysseus gets back.
Right, it's like the same way I felt about like a Punisher thing, where it's just like, oh, he killed the dog. That way, when he kills this guy at the end, you're like, oh yeah, instead of like, oh.
Instead of, well, that's maybe like a bad thing.
Yeah.
And then Telemachus prepares to leave Ithaca, and then leaves Ithaca.
Again, in the book, in the poem, I guess I keep saying book, but you know what I mean. Yeah. In the original story, it's all guided by Athena. In this, it's like not Athena. Telemachus just says everybody has Athena's eyes.
Literally every other person he sees, he's like, "You have wise eyes, Athena's eyes," but it doesn't matter at all.
It's so stupid. Like you could have just done the gods and goddesses. It would have been better. But
sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't.
But they never do the gods or goddesses, depending on how you interpret Zendaya in this movie.
They just do
the
monsters.
They do Calypso.
The direct effect of the gods, but they don't ever see them.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Then it shows a little bit of the sacking of Troy, and then Odysseus and his men leaving. Says they spent 10 years on this effing beach. Let's go home.
Worst line ever.
The dialogue in this movie is so bad. It's literally like every scene is like, here's our exposition for the thing we're about to do. Let's go do the thing. Or here's our exposition for what's been happening for the last 20 years in a conversation that we would have had 150
times. Odysseus with Calypso yet?
Not yet.
Because that's the next scene. That's the scene after Telemachus leaves. Is our first Calypso scene.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I skipped that. It was Odysseus talks to Athena on Calypso's island.
Okay, so we're on this is the infamous sex island that we have joked about and memed about in the past. This is where Odysseus is forced against his will to have sex with an infinitely beautiful and immortal woman. Except they made a slight change in this one where he's just tripping balls the whole time.
Yeah. He's talking to Athena on the island. He's trying to remember his past, but he can't. And then
because he is so high on LSD.
He's so high on lotus flowers. And then he's talking to Calypso and trying to remember, and that's when it shows. It goes back to the sacking of Troy and stuff. And then as they're sailing away, they're like, "Oh, why aren't we following Agamemnon and all the other ships?"
It's like, "Because I'm a dumbass.
Because I'm done following Agamemnon, the one."
So they hop on their Viking. They hop on their Viking longship, and they're like, "Why aren't you following Agamemnon?" And he's like, "Because I'm dumb as hell." And then they sail.
I followed him long enough,
dude. In the original story, it's like I think they a lot of them just suck at sailing because Menelaus is like, I ended up in Egypt. And I'm like, dude, that is so far off course. How the hell did you get to Egypt? You had to literally leave the Achaean Sea and make your way over to Egypt.
Poseidon, dude.
It's like, dude, you have to be so bad at like even accidentally missing your land. Like,
Poseidon's
how did you get to Egypt? Now there's some versions where it's like Helen ended up in Egypt, but so he chased her down to Egypt and all this other stuff. But like it was funny because it was just like, yeah, I went to Egypt on accident. Like, how do you have to be like me trying to fly back from Vegas and going, yeah, I made a quick pit stop in Singapore. It's like, how does that?
How did you do
that?
Right,
you're driving from California, you're driving from San Francisco up to Seattle, and you're like, I made a pit stop in Topeka, Kansas. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It is literally a layover, right? Where you're like, I'm flying from Dallas to San Francisco, but I have a layover in Newark.
Yeah. And then they sail a bit, and they finally see land.
So I guess we could pause here. The real reason ends up like Odysseus isn't following Agamemnon is because he doesn't want to go home. He's trying his hard, as opposed to Odysseus in The Tale, whose entire goal is to get home. It's revealed at the end of the movie that his specific goal was not to get home.
Yeah, until the very end.
And because not enough context is provided for almost all of this, that's the only assumption you can make. Similar to like when Supergirl drunkenly fights a massive alien of like, oh, she must have been trying to kill herself. Mm-hmm. The only assumption you can make is Odysseus is trying as hard as he can not to get home.
Yeah. So they see land, and then they go beach the boats, and it basically just it cuts, and they've just like
hold on.
They've just sacked this village, like
so.
Burned buildings down.
This is hilarious.
Just sacked the village. And then they're like, well, you guys didn't come out and say hi, so we destroyed your village.
This scene's so much funny.
Law, bitch. We burned your village down.
So much funnier. You can think whatever you want about the casting and all this other stuff. You can think that this is okay. I just think it's funny that it's a black guy and an Indian guy talking to the only person who speaks Greek at any point in this whole movie and says, we're Greeks from Ithaca in American English to the one guy who speaks Greek in the whole movie. It's just funny. I just think it's hilarious. I just think it was so funny. It's like that's genuinely like unironically hilarious that this is who's telling this guy who's the only person in the movie who speaks Greek. Like, nah, what's wrong with you, man? We ain't sea people. We're Greeks from Ithaca.
Yeah, and the villager guy that they like have on his knees, maybe going to murder him, is like, we didn't greet you because we thought you were gonna come here to murder us. And then they like
You're
burn.
like,
And
why would you think that,
like,
man?
no, we're just Greeks trying to get home.
We wouldn't have murdered you if you would have just came out and said what's
came out and
up.
said hi. We couldn't knock
You didn't
on
even
your
want to
door.
bump Travis Scott with us.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Bard Scott.
But yeah, apparently this is okay, but the Trojan horse in active wartime was bad.
Bro, you don't even understand because
and then
well, no,
yeah,
it's all bad. No, it's all bad. See, because this is them.
Because they're the sea people.
You see, they're the sea people.
Yeah. And then the guys that they say they're Greeks just trying to get home, and the guy's like, "Well, you're not gonna like the way you're going.
You're heading down Satan's hallway.
Oh, you're going to all the
that
evil
features super. Their next stop and the next step. So first off, there's one scene
not where they're like all the evil Diddy murder islands
before they arrive to burn it down island, right?
Yeah,
they see it. And Lotus looks to Matt Damon and he goes, "You lucky bastard!" And then they burn it down on Burn It Down Island. and then the next scene, they're in the boat and they're approaching island, and Lotus looks at Matt Damon and goes, "You lucky bastard!" And then they go to the island. It's the same scene.
I was like, "Is it skipping?" They just did it again.
It's like he forgot to film another line, so he was like, "Ah, crap, we'll just have to cut in the original one and we'll hope it works."
Yeah, all the trials of Odysseus are just them skipping between all the Troy flashbacks and all the modern stuff, and then just going, yeah, and then they go to another island and deal with something, and then they leave. And
in between these scenes, though, I do think we get when she tells him to stop taking LSD. And he goes, "But I like LSD." and then she goes, "Yeah, but you've had enough LSD for the night."
Yep.
So then there's like 4 boats. Odysseus leaves with 12 in the story again. This is all the stuff that removes the grandioseness from it.
They only have 3 in this, is what I saw.
Yeah. And so we get to "You lucky bastard," and they land on the island. It turns out this is Super Hell Island, but you don't know it yet. And they see a sheep, and Odysseus, before they kill the sheep, he's like, "Usually one sheep means there's more sheep, so let's follow this sheep."
And then
they go inside, and they steal this guy's cheese.
Hold on. The like 60 guys stealthily, without scaring the sheep, follow it like a mile
into a cave,
like 20 feet behind it,
where there's giant bags of cottage cheese hanging up, and they eat the cheese. They're like, "Oh, this is some good cottage cheese.
Let's get their fire going in their cave and wait for it."
And then they're like, they're like, why? It's like, well, let's just steal it. And they're like, "No, surely they'll be fine that we stole all their cheese as long as we're still here. Zeus's law or whatever."
Yeah.
And they're like, "I don't know, man. These bags of cheese are pretty big." I don't know if they've heard of Zeus.
Yeah.
So,
and then
turns out, whoa, Cyclops.
And then the flock of sheep pours in, and then something big steps through the door and leans a big old boulder against the opening of the cave, and then eats 2 of the men and just goes to sleep.
Okay, this whole scene to me reminds me of Night at the Museum when Larry Daly's messing with the tiny Roman centurions, and I think the armor really helps under that, me looking at it in that way.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's fine for like 20 seconds, and then it's less fine for 40 seconds, and then it's not as good after a minute, and then it's been 3 minutes, and you're like, okay, and then it's been 5 minutes, and then they leave, and you're like, okay, and then they run back in,
and you're like,
huh? And then Odysseus is like, and they're not even really that concerned that this thing's just eating people.
Yeah.
Or that this thing is here. And then they're like, he's like, "I got a plan." And then they
gouge its eye out with a
out. We missed the nobody scene, right? That was famous. Like, we can't translate it, and then it's like, you can translate it.
The scene that shows how smart Odysseus is, that characterizes him. We don't have that.
Odysseus is kind of really good at 2 things: wisdom and war. And you know what Athena is the goddess of?
Wisdom
Wisdom and war. It's kind of reason that she's quite fond of Odysseus.
That's kind of what his character is he's incredibly intelligent
Um,
and he's a decent guy, but he will do bad and like
yeah. So I don't think we have
dishonorable
to.
things.
I don't think we really have to go like judgment wise on like specifically because everyone knows the actual thing. They tie a string to them, they get out, whatever. In the story, this is where he yells, "It wasn't nobody who attacked you; it was I, Odysseus," and that's how the Cyclops can inform its father, Poseidon,
Yeah.
that Odysseus attacked me. In this though, he just goes, "Give me a bow," and they're like, "Why?" And then he shoots a toothpick at the giant, and it goes, "Wah!" And then it runs at him, and they just run to the boat, and then they leave.
Yeah. And it's like,
And
why
it
did
kinda
why
just-
did he shoot him? And it's like,
And then
cuz.
and they're like, "Why'd you shoot him? That's Poseidon's son." And he's like, "Gods are lame and not real, bro." And they're like, "You prayed to Athena," and he's like, "Uh-huh."
Yeah, but she's cool.
And they're like, "Okay." Then they leave.
Yeah. And then it goes back to
then-
Calypso, and he's like, man, if I had a son, how old would he be? And then we cut to Tom Holland.
Whoa, that was good stuff.
It's a
and
great
then
transition.
John Bernthal's like,
He's like, this is my wife, Helen.
"Those maggot pieces of shit
She's
that I
ugly
put
now."
down, I would do it all again. I millennious them because I liked it. Hell, I loved it. I'm just itching. I'm itching to millennius again. I'm
Itching to
itching
do
to
it
do it.
again.
I am millennius."
I am
the
the
scene.
one who Millennius is.
And then he tells him about the Trojan.
Yeah,
thing.
he's like, have you heard the story of the Trojan horse? And he's like, yeah, everybody's heard the songs. He's like, have you heard it from the inside, though? And then we get the flashback to the Trojan horse.
I thought most of this was okay. I think the horse is way too small and looks too polished. I
Yeah,
think there was no cleverness of getting it inside, which is so funny considering Nolan probably was like, "There's no way they would bring this inside, so we have to change how it's done." When it's like, yeah, you literally changed the thing that made it believable they would get inside of Sinon, who is supposed to be incredibly intelligent and like extremely strong, willpowered, of to not give up the information. In this, they were actually like, "What if we didn't tell him?" Which we'll get later information that he didn't know. But like that ends up being the big secret is that they lied to Sinon and basically said, "No, we're leaving. You have to stay behind."
Yeah, you have to get
Whereas in
murdered
the
when you
original,
leave.
he knows, and it's actually way more impressive because of that. But no, Nolan didn't think Elliot Page was capable of pulling that off, I guess. I'm not sure what Nolan meant by this. So basically, they drag the thing inside, and then they also remove the super interesting moment of Helen walking around calling out to the soldiers by name as their wives. So that was the thing that they removed, I guess. And then they jump out. I actually kind of like the stealth scene a bit. And then right when it's about to get interesting, when does it cut? Does it cut when they open it and you see Darth Vader standing there?
What?
It does.
What
So,
cut are you talking about?
well, because we don't get more. So they do the stealth thing, and then they open it, and then it cuts back, and he goes, "Yeah, you know the rest."
Yeah.
And it's so we get the hallway scene of Darth Vader. Now, here's what I'll say about the armor. I didn't give a shit about people going like it's not historically accurate to an extent. All right, I think as long as the verisimilitude was fine, is whatever. The Trojan armor looks.
It looks like shit.
The only thing I could say was like I was glad it looked different. It's not like Lord of the Rings different, where it's different material and it's a different civilization. Clear, it just looks different.
Yeah, it's just a different.
Agamemnon looks cool in the same way Dave Filoni would think it looks cool. He's like, what if? He's like, it's a 5-year-old designed the coolest. It's like me on Warhammer 40K going like, I'm gonna make this look sick as hell.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the extent of Agamemnon's armor. He looks like Darth Vader and Batman.
Yeah.
And he was cooler when he didn't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it cuts.
Also, while they're opening the gates of Troy, another thing, the gates of Troy too small. Troy's supposed to be like insurmountable walls, crazy gate. They just don't have that. It was way better in the movie Troy. It takes them like 1 billion years to open this super small gate, and there's like Trojans attacking them, and it's just cutting back and forth between Matt Damon and John Bernthal, like waiting to be attacked, and them just like not attacking.
Also, like Achilles just isn't in this movie.
Yeah, Achilles isn't in it.
He's mentioned once by John Bernthal.
Yeah.
That is the extent of Achilles.
Yeah, he has nothing
Kind of an
to do with the
interesting
movie.
mythical character that gets left out. After that, we cut back, and John Bernthal's like, "Ain't my wife ugly?" And it's like, well, that's kind of the whole thing is she's not ugly. And he says the thing. He says, "Face will launch 1,000 ships,"
She
and
has
then
like a
remember, there
scar on her
originally we found out it was
face.
there was a meme when we found out it was a twin. It was like, so it's the face that launched 500 ships, but then he says the face that launched 500 ships, and she's a twin, so 250 is what we're down to.
Yeah.
Which is probably explains why Odysseus doesn't have all 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut back to Calypso again. They spend too much time with Calypso
Yeah, but they hardly spend any time with her, but it's also too much.
because she's just a therapist.
It's like they so
It's like all she
frequently go
is.
back to her, but it's for like 20 seconds. It's like, what's even the point?
Okay, so then Odysseus' next stop on Hell journey to Satan Island is this time he stops, but this time it's not on Satan Island. This is on Hitler Island. And on Hitler Island, they have the dumb giants. Their armor is the worst one, in my opinion, in the movie. I thought it was kind of cool in the posters, and then I see them run, and it looks so stupid.
Yeah.
These are supposed to be man-eating giants, and they take out 11 of the 12 boats Odysseus has originally. That's pretty substantial. This is like the least substantial of the trials in this movie.
I mean, it kills 2 ships worth of men.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about the
like,
moment itself in the movie.
It feels like nothing happens because they just walk onto the beach, they get murdered in the forest, they run.
Is this one where he yells, "Wait,"
and they leave? Yeah, and as they're leaving the island, the only boat that like might get away, Odysseus is on, and he's like screaming at all the men to wait, and they just aren't waiting. And then Eurylochus gets on the boat, and he's like, "All right, we can go."
He's like, "I only care about that one guy," and they're like, the giants aren't like the giants are like robots.
Yeah, they're just kind of wading around.
It's like they're automatons. Like it wasn't like they were a real thing. It was so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I'm just saying, like in the sense of this the guy, and he's like, from what we know about him, apparently, is he wants to get all his men home safe. It's like this should be the most substantial trial, then, in that sense of like this and the sun god probably, but like,
yeah, and then
it's just like it's like 4 minutes and they're gone.
And then the thing is, they just move on right away. Like, and it has.
Yeah, they don't sit on anything.
As they're pulling away, it has a couple lingering shots of all the dead bodies and the destroyed ships. But like, as far as the characters being like, oh, they just wiped out 2/3 of us in one go, just none of them care.
Yeah. So then we get to the next one, and this is the closest any character fault from any of that, where Lotus goes like, "Hey man, we don't want you to come with us anymore, bro." And Odysseus goes, "Okay, I'll go hunt on my own." And so they go and they're like, "Hey, old lady person, Zeus Law or whatever, feed." And they start eating, and then she turns them into pigs. At the same time, Odysseus, he shoots a deer, and it's a naked guy.
Yeah.
And so he goes back to the boat, and he's like, "Hey, man, give me a stabby knife." And so they go in. By the way, this dialogue is probably a little better. The dialogue I'm doing, ad-libbing here, probably a little better than the one in the movie. So he goes in, and he's like, "Yo, I'll kill your bird." And so she turns him back in a bin.
And then all of them just leave. And none of them are
And
at
then-
all
and then-
scarred
no,
by
no, no.
the fact
Then
that
they
just
go-
got turned into fucking pigs and then back.
Okay,
into
so
people.
now we're back. Remember, because it's like we've seen the Cyclops. Odysseus prays to Athena. He's seen Athena. So then they get turned back to men, and they're like, "You gonna kill her?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "But she's a witch." He's like, "Where'd she get her powers?" "Your gods." So we're back to I'm an atheist. Gods are lame. Weird.
While
Odysseus
acknowledging that she
story.
just turned them into pigs.
Yeah. And she
then-
told him to go to Hades as well. So they go to Iceland with the Black Beach.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's where they filmed this.
probably. He also has like little to no objection to just sailing into hell. He's like, but
Yeah, and hell's kind of chuddy.
yeah.
It's not very interesting.
Basically, once they arrive, they have to fill a trench or dig a trench, fill it with the blood of sacrifice, and they'll learn how to go home.
Like, it should be like Dante's Inferno. I mean, Sinon's literally in Dante's Inferno, I guess. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it should be a journey through hell, not like, oh, the beach is black.
Yeah, it's literally just like they sail to a beach. It's the same as all the other trials. They land on a beach, they do a thing real quick, and then they have to run away from the beach and sail away.
So Sinon basically is like, I can't believe you didn't tell me about the thing.
And
And
also, my dad
tell
is
my
dead
brother-
in core because Antinius is a bad person, and you
Tell my
trusted
brother
him.
he's cringe.
Tell Antinius
And
he's
then
a bad guy.
Agamemnon rolls up and he's like, dude, my wife stabbed me.
Do not go home expecting celebration. Go in disguise. And then I think it's Torsives. I don't know. The blind guy tells Odysseus he has to sail south or southwest past the sirens and then between the whirlpool and Scylla. Basically, the whirlpool will kill all of them. Scylla will only claim 6. And then his men will slaughter Apollo's herd and be killed.
Yeah, and then and then all the other soldiers, he tells Odysseus to sail to the Undying Lands to live with the elves. After the movie. And then so he says sail into the unknown west or some shit. It's not in the original. This is all thematic eventually. And then guys crumble, and then this is where he goes, "Let's go!" And then they run.
Yeah, all the dead soldiers are like he's just like, oh yeah, all these dead soldiers are gonna like murder.
And
you
all of the
now.
guys like slowly trot back to the boats.
Yeah.
And they're like this far away, but then like they get the boats off out of hell, and it's like they were like this far away. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
So like considering they went to literal hell, and it was like the most chill stop on this trip.
It was the most calm stop. And then we're
and then
back
Calypso,
to Calypso,
and she's like, "Hey man, take more LSD."
And he's like, "Wait, where are all my men? Did you murder them?" And she's like,
and then
tomorrow you'll remember everything.
After more LSD, and then we cut, and Robert Pattinson's like, "You're lying to Penelope," and she goes, "Meh." And then he walks out and he makes out with some servant.
You should marry me, and everything will be good. And she's like, "What about my son, though?" And he's like, yeah, no, he'll be good unless we have a kid, and then screw him."
And then, which I don't think Penelope is able to have any more children. I'm just gonna be honest.
She's an old woman. She's
got to be close in age to just being completely impossible. And then he walks out. He makes out with a servant. So this is something in translations where that's actually pretty important because of how murdered they get for hooking up with the suitors.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen in this one, despite them being clear. So should we pause here? We're about halfway through the movie and talk about this Emily Wilson translation stuff?
Yeah.
Because I do think it is actually relevant. So I haven't read Emily Wilson's translation of the Odyssey. I think it's kind of overblown the way people talk about it.
Yeah.
So to my understanding, the word-to-word translation's actually fairly accurate.
Yeah.
It's just super bland. Like, which
it feels
very
like
much. I don't think is the reason
intent is
itself. The
slightly
reason this movie's bland is because Nolan chose to do stuff blandly. But it's
Yeah.
very when it's not poetic in the language. Whereas Fagels, I don't know how to say his name. Which is kind of the quintessential translation, isn't actually all that accurate. It's the tone that's like, but it's the tone itself is accurate.
Mhm.
I'm trying to find like a word-to-word comparison.
There's a lot.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find one specifically. Here, I found something here. So, like there's people say like she made like a feminist thing. I haven't read it to know. I don't think that really happened. But again, I haven't read it, so I won't. I'm not gonna sit here and say yes or no one way or another. Here's the opening, which is a pretty good representation of what I mean, which is why I think it's not a great translation. I don't think it really has anything to do with people who are like, oh, it's because feminism or whatever. I think. So let's see here. Okay, let me share this. It's because of this whole. I mean, it's the whole thing of ancient Greek being almost impossible to recreate. You can't recreate it in English language. So you have to work around it of different ways. Okay, well, for whatever reason, this tab just isn't showing up on my screen share, so that's sick as hell. Dude, what the... Bruh. Okay, 1 second. But like, I don't, because some people say it's like, oh, she translated whatever to slave, and that's the whole thing. It's like I don't know that technically that's wrong. I think I don't know
It's
for a fact if it was a quote, but she said like it has a modern connotation allegedly. I don't know if that's a real quote. She said, I do know that I do think she said specifically that she was demasculinizing part of the Odyssey, which is a whole other argument. But
the
like it's like
the thing with the translation of slaves is it's like it changes some of the connotation because
of how you read it in a modern term, but I think it is still an accurate
it's
description of
accurate.
what it's an accurate translation of what the word is supposed to be. It's just
Yeah,
people
it's just
in a modern world would
now
think of it as something different.
the
So
way we think
here's
of
what I'm saying.
slavery and the
When I
way
say
they
it's not
did
very grand.
in ancient Greece is very different.
So Robert Fagels, which is like this is the Odyssey translation most people consider to be like the good translation that you would use. Sing to me of the man Muse, the man of twists and turns, driven time and again off course once he had plundered the hollowed heights of Troy. Emily Wilson's translation was tell me about a complicated man. Right, a man of twists and turns, and that's more poetic language. This is very blunt
Mhm.
language, right? Um, how he'd wrecked the holy town of Troy, right? How he'd hollowed heights of Troy. Many cities and men he saw learn their pains, right? Like you just read these side by side. One is clearly less grand and poetic, which is probably the tone that the tone you want is the grand poetic one,
Mhm.
whereas the accurate word to word translations might actually be closer to Emily Wilson. Is the weird mix there. Um, That's why I didn't really want to come out and be like, "Oh, it's the Emily Wilson." Blah, 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 blah," like I think a lot of people kind of fell into a hole of doing.
Yeah.
I would have to read it myself before I did that. But I did notice just in a little bit I had looked because I'd kind of researched it, but not super. Of like, it's just not very grandiose in the language,
It's
which matches
less
this movie.
it's more like just word to word
When the
accurate,
poem
less
itself,
poetic.
yes. Um, so I think that was a good time to bring that up for some reason, even though I don't even remember why. Where were we?
Um
Why did I think that was important to do at that point? Oh, because I was talking about the handmaid, and that was another moment. So in Fagel's version, he writes about how the sluts and whores were murdered, and like he describes almost gleefully how they were killed. Where she's like, and then the women who slept with the suitors were killed. Now, some people were like, "Oh, she destroyed the original by staying." That's where it's like, actually, that word wasn't in the original, so
mhm.
technically hers is more word to word accurate. Whereas Fagel's captures the essence slash theme slash tone of what the moment should entail. Over hers, that's like this is what the word is, which is where I think some of those allegations of like feminism ruined the Odyssey
Mhm.
come from. And I think also there was a marketing push behind that, but I don't know that that technically carries fate. I think it's just that a word to word exact translation is not as poetic and grandiose as how it should sound as an epic.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not
but
very
yeah, so basically Robert Pattinson's hooking up with a handmaid chick and she doesn't die.
I don't know.
Is the
It's
whole
kind of ambiguous at the end because she
I'd
is
assume she's chilling. He only killed people who attacked him until they all kneeled.
that's true. But they made
So
a
I don't
point
see
of
any
like
reason he would have killed her.
locking her
But
in the
basically, we'll
room
get
with all
there.
the
We'll get there
suitors. It
though.
was weird.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there though. So after that, basically Telemachus talks with his or not Telemachus, sorry, Robert Pattinson. So Batman talks with his goon, and they're like, we gotta kill Telemachus. Here's Joe Schmo, he's gonna go kill Telemachus. It's Agent Smith from the Matrix, but like not Hugo Weaving. That's the only way I can describe the way this guy looked. He's got a giant forehead with very bushy eyebrows. He's basically Agent Smith from the Matrix, except he's really short. So basically, the plan is they're going to kill him in a church. And then John Bernthal and Tom Holland walk around the English countryside with bows and arrows. And then we cut back to Calypso,
Mm-hmm.
and they're talking about the sirens.
Yeah. They put wax in all the men's ears and tie Odysseus to the ship's mast.
This in the
Um,
book, like, is for the only thing, one of the few things in reverse how graphically this is all described in Epic.
mhm.
And this is like 25 seconds.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're doing the sirens, and then oh, it's done.
And it's kind of from Lotus's point of view because you get the muted sound when he puts the wax in, and then you see Joe Schmo take the wax out, and then he swims in his full plate armor. so we can talk about the realism of being able to swim in plate armor if you want to do the plate armor.
Yeah. Well, it's like a
To
life
the sirens, yeah. And then you don't even really see the sirens, which I think is fine in and of itself. And then Odysseus is just yelling, and he's like, "Mrr," and that's it. And then they approach the whirlpool of minor inconvenience.
Well, you forgot. They asked him what the song sounded like, and he was basically like, "It's everything you'd want it to be, and then everything you don't." And then it basically told me I don't want to go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, but we've already established the dialogue sucks, so.
Yeah.
So then we get the whirlpool of minor inconvenience that they definitely could have just gone
It's like
around.
a kiddie pool, whirlpool.
There's so much space you could go around.
So much space to go around.
And Odysseus says, like, we're gonna slingshot out the other side.
I'm like, or you could just go around it with all the space that there is around it.
And then they're like, no, we're gonna cut through that channel. And then they cut through the channel, and
it was like, actually, Odysseus tricked them so that they would choose to go into the channel. And it's
which
like,
I don't really understand.
he
What if it
could've
just
just-
didn't work? What if it didn't work?
He
What if they
also-
just listened to him?
Yeah, why wouldn't he say to go through the channel? Because then so they go through the channel, and then Scylla kills 6 of the guys, and then Eurylochus is like, you knew this would happen.
Again, giant monster.
Giant monster. I'll get to the way it looks in a second. Giant monster, he's like, you knew this would happen, barely reacting to what happened at all. And he's like, well, it was either 6 of us or all of us. It's like, why would he say, you knew, after he told them to go the other way? Which would kill all of them. You knew.
Sorry, I just thought this image was hilarious.
That's him after he knew. Scylla looks horrible. Like,
Pictures fucking destroyed me. That's so funny looking.
In the movie,
when you're trying to get home to Penelope, but Calypso won't stop. Okay, sorry.
Scylla looks like a first screen test, like just a first test of what they kind of want this thing to look
How did
like.
I get another one?
It just looks like weird stony tendrils grabbing the guys and then disappear. It genuinely looks like ass.
Sorry, I found another picture. You can keep going.
Oh, I was saying Scylla looks horrible. Oh.
I don't know. This one's funnier.
Yeah, that one's funnier.
Okay. Yeah. So
this is like the last major trial, and it's like, oh yeah, that happened. Whatever, we're done now.
Yeah, and so then they pull up, and Lotus is like, "Bah!" And then they go to a different island.
Well, and then
he's like,
"Don't
eat the cattle."
He's like, "What else did that guy tell you in Hades?" And he's like, he told me you guys are gonna eat the sun god's cattle and then die." And he's like, "All right." And then they go there, and he's like, "Dude, we have to land on the sun god's isle." And Odysseus is like, "Yeah, no, we really definitely shouldn't do that." And he makes them swear not to eat the cattle. And then they
he says we shouldn't do that. He says they shouldn't do that. And then he's like, but I want to. And he goes, okay.
Yeah, he's like, well, we'll just eat our own food. And he makes them swear to it. And they swear that they won't eat the cattle. And they land on the beach. And Odysseus is like, man, they didn't eat those cattle. But then...
And then he was like, we got stuck there.
And then
they ate the cattle.
And they ate the cattle. And he finds them eating the cattle. And he's like, did you think the sun god wouldn't notice? Like, we thought you wouldn't notice. They're the ones that believe in the gods, by the way, not him.
And then they get through, and yeah, so then they all get separated, and Calypso's like, that's when I gave you 7 years worth of LSD, make a raft and leave. And so he leaves.
And then so he just like, well, before that, they leave the island, and just get like destroyed by crazy storms. And during the storms, Eurylochus is yelling at Odysseus to pray to Poseidon for forgiveness. Or he's yelling, yeah, pray to Poseidon, pray for forgiveness. And then the ship breaks in half with Odysseus on one end and the entire crew on the other end. And then he lands on Calypso's island, and she basically found him, nursed his body back to health, but like his mind was another thing because he was sad or whatever. So she gave him Lotus to ease his awakening, but he loved it so much and ate it so willingly, so she kept giving it to him. And then she says, she loves him, she was happy with him, and she was just waiting until he was strong enough to remember. He asks how long he's been there. She says 7 years. He says, you held me captive for 7 years, whatever. And she says she loves him, blah, blah, blah. And for that 7 years, he's been like, for 7 years, mind you, he's been rebuilding the raft barely. Basically she says like the Lotus clouds your mind, but not who you are. So even though he couldn't remember who he was still like rebuilding the boat or the raft so that he could try to get home. And he was also, while he was unconscious, like he was clutching Penelope's pin the whole time, which is like, you guys just haven't had that in the movie, and now you're pretending like, oh, this has been here the whole time. Yeah, but see, she tells him he has to give himself to the storm, to Poseidon, that Zeus won't let him kill you. He has to give up control, and she says it's...
Hold on. Sorry, I was muted and I was sitting here spamming the word hold on.
Yeah.
In the original, I thought, so I looked it up because I had like a tingling sensation that this was true from my memories of not reading it. Isn't the whole thing that all of his men eat the lotus flower and he doesn't when this lotus is like introduced in the story? Because that is a thing.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I don't remember exactly why the lotus existed, but I know that was a thing. Effect: consuming the lotus causes an narcotic. Okay. Plot roll: after Odysseus' crew is blown off course, they encounter the peaceful lotus eaters. Several sailors eat the plant and lose all will to leave, forcing Odysseus to drag them back to the ships by force and bind them to the benches to continue their journey.
It's like a separate thing.
Yeah, it's a different trial.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, she says to get home, he has to give up control, and it's a leap of faith he's never taken.
Okay, so in the original poem, this is the first thing you get from Odysseus, is him getting on this raft and leaving. And then he goes to a different place, I can't remember exactly where it is, and you get characterization of him before you go back to the task, because you kind of need character stuff, which is important. In this, he actually just leaves and goes back home.
They also changed the whole, like, he hasn't been able to bury his men, so he's dishonored them thing. In the poem, he, like, has to go to the west, make a sacrifice, and then he can come home, and then, like, his men are at rest. In this, it's just like, yeah, you just have to go west. But we'll get there soon. Then he wakes up on a beach and sees Athena, and he's in Ithaca. Yeah, he's in Ithaca now. And then the goons that Antinous sent to kill Telemachus beat up Amos. That was like 3 Greek names back to back. Bad guy sent goons to kill good guy's son, and then they went and beat up the blind homie. And then as Telemachus is leaving from John Bernthal's house, Helen apologizes. Helen tells him to apologize to Penelope for her hand in starting the war, and that she never meant for this to happen, which was a weird thing to say. At this point, like, it's been 20 years. But whatever. Then
Sorry, I'm trying to find out about. I'm trying to find something.
yeah. Then John Bernthal apologizes to Telemachus for not having any like recent news of Odysseus, and Telemachus says he gave him news of like who Odysseus was, which like he would already have heard. But Odysseus goes and talks to the blind pig herder Amos, and tells him that Odysseus is alive, and he tells him that Telemachus is in danger. Odysseus says that Odysseus was a harsh man because he's pretending not to be himself. And then Amos says he was harsh, but he was fair. And then Odysseus tells him that he's not dead and he's coming home soon. And then we get back to Telemachus.
Okay. Sorry, this is what I'm trying to find. I don't think that there's anything about his like him having to honor the men he doesn't bury in the poem. I don't think that exists. I'm pretty sure that's entirely fabricated for this movie.
He has to make a sacrifice at the end. He has to go west.
Dude, everything I'm finding literally says nothing about them. Hold on. Maybe I just found one. This is why I needed to finish the book before I did this, but it's so. Yeah, isn't it some? I guess I kind of remember that. Now you're saying that, I just can't. No one changes the Odyssey. He left again. Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. According to Homer, after Odysseus arrived home and avenged himself against the suitors, he left again to do the gods' bidding to honor his fallen men, but he did so alone. Weirder in other stories. Odysseus is accidentally killed. Okay, so there's nothing to do with this. See, I'm not your father. Okay, it does. You're right. It does. It's just like a minor thing he does on his own.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't remember. But all right. Sorry. Where are we again?
Okay. Telemachus and Mentor walk into the temple. They say this is like the dialogue was like the equivalent of getting shot in the face. They say that they don't want people knowing who Telemachus is, and then Telemachus is like, "Well, then I shouldn't have all these guards." And he's like,
yeah, and then they drink poison, and Ryan Hurst dies.
He's like, "Well, you want these guards so you don't die," but he's not like wearing a cloak to cover his face and his armor. He's just like, "Look, it's me, Telemachus."
Yeah, and then he walks into the church. He walks into the church, and some guy's like, I have word from blind homie, and Tom Holland's like, find that guy. He's my guy in the chair.
Find that guy.
And so they grab him, and then they drink poison. Telemachus thankfully doesn't, which Odysseus had no intention of stopping, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And gets very lucky that he didn't. Ryan Hurst dies. Odysseus kills a bunch of people, and they're like, we got to go.
Yep.
Then Odysseus tells him he's Sinon. And he knows
Odysseus
his father,
is
and he came to scout ahead, blah, blah, blah. Then they return.
And then tells him to tell Penelope it's time she remarried, gather the suitors, and return to Ithaca as a prince.
Yeah, and then Tom Holland now has like a slightly cooler shirt on, and he comes home, and then they're like, oh, feast time. Mm-hmm. And then there's a big argument between Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland. Travis Scott comes back. And then Odysseus walks up to the dog on the shit pile, and the dog goes, "Roar," and then wags his tail and then dies. And Tom Holland goes, "Oh,
you're my dad.
Oh, I know you." And then
Odysseus is like, "No, I'm just the beggar. You are the worthy,
and Odysseus
beautiful
goes,
son of
Odysseus goes,
who will be proud when you meet."
Or just like, I'm no, but if I was, I'd be very proud of my son, but I'm not.
Yeah, he's saying we don't have time for this right now.
Yeah, and so then they go inside, and Robert Pattinson's like, "Brr." And then she talks about some trial. And then we have Robert Pattinson's. Oh, wait, sorry, I skipped ahead. Robert Pattinson's goon is like, "We got to kill him." And then Robert Pattinson's like, "We got to kill him." And then Odysseus gives him the stick from Sinon. No pun intended there. And then and he's like, "This is your stick." And he goes, "Not my stick." And then he goes, "Uh-huh." And then that's it. And then they're like, "Hey, by the way, Penelope wants to see you." And then Penelope goes, "Did he wear Yeezys?" And he's like, "Yeah, he wore Yeezys." And she's like, "It's Odysseus." And then Odysseus is like, "So the Trojan horse is evil. I'm evil, and Odysseus doesn't want to come home because he thinks he's evil, and that's pretty lame."
Yeah.
And he's like, "The real sea people was the pillaging we did along the way."
Yeah, it was like in the days of celebration after, they took Troy, he knew what he had done. One man's idea to destroy Zeus's law forever. They were the people from the sea the whole time, and the breaking of Zeus's law is spreading. The sea people are happening because of him.
The conflict started because some dude stole another dude's wife.
Which
It's like, this is the time Zeus's law was violated one too many times.
Isn't that Zeus's
It's like
law that you
9/11 was
broke?
pretty bad. 9/11's pretty bad, but they killed bin Laden in his own bed. The rules of warfare have changed.
That's the bad thing.
That's the worst thing. Look, 9/11, look, we all agree. Boo, okay? Not a big
Also,
fan.
the
But
way
they
this,
killed bin Laden
like-
in his own bed.
They aren't the Trojans bad because, one, they took his wife, but then it's like, you got Greek guys sitting on your doorstep for 10 years and you're not letting them in for some food?
Yeah, that's it. What the hell, man?
What
That's
the
not,
heck, dude?
That's not Zeus's law. And then they killed Sinon. That's not Zeus's law.
That's
Then
messed up.
yeah, and again, it's like they were like Athena was disappointed. Athena's mad at him for some reason in the story originally, but I don't even remember why. Bro, the gods and goddesses are jerks in this in the Odyssey. But anyway, it's like, yeah, I think she probably would have appreciated. I think the goddess of war and wisdom would have appreciated the clever wit to do war better. But I guess that's
Didn't
just me.
she have a part in giving him the idea?
I don't.
Yes,
I don't. Dude,
I don't remember if that's true, but I feel like
I blame the public school system. Okay, if it wasn't so lame, I would remember. But the public school system sucks.
But basically the world
though,
sucks because he's smart and had to.
Yeah, bro, it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
We
get more. So basically, that's like they killed the people who they were there to kill for 10 years, and I saw them kill people. So now we're doing PTSD. So, that's cool. And yeah, again, this is all just like completely against. So this is where we get the implication that potentially Zendaya isn't actually Athena, and it's just his interpretation of what Athena might be.
Because she
so stupid.
He saw a little girl get murdered by the Greek.
Well, she's about to be beheaded, and then the statue of Athena got beheaded. So I can't tell if it's like him seeing the statue of Athena being beheaded is like.
It's like
actually, that's why he's now picturing Zendaya being beheaded, or was it he saw Zendaya being beheaded and Athena get beheaded, and therefore he connects the two? Like, I don't understand.
I think it's they murdered this girl as they also desecrated the statue of Athena, so that's how Athena is choosing to be seen to haunt him because what he did was wrong or some shit. I don't know. That's what I'm assuming they want us to
But
go.
this is a time of apparent magic.
Wow, that's so
Also,
good.
they just cut the whole wedding bed thing just out of this.
Yeah.
The marriage bed.
Yeah,
which is like kind of a central feature.
With the little pin.
Yeah, kind of an important part.
Yeah.
It's like, Brother, Where Art Thou, which is like an interpretation of the character journey and events of the Odyssey. It's like the ring represents the bed. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, if I wanted to watch something based off the idea of the Odyssey that isn't actually the Odyssey, I'm gonna go watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou.
It's a better adaptation because the theme is there.
I'm not watching this movie again.
The theme and character story of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is more there than it is in this. It's a better adaptation because of that, which is absurd considering one takes place in 1930s America, but this one sounds like it takes place in 2020s America, so...
But basically, Penelope then says, she'll marry whoever can do her challenge thing. And then all the suitors gather and they lock all the doors and they lock all the weapons away. And they have to string Odysseus's old hunting bow and make a shot through 12 axes.
And then no one can string it, and Robert Pattinson's like, I'm not gonna do it because that's lame, and she's
Yeah.
clearly made her point, but we can be better. And then
he's like, we can't
And then
be
Matt Damon's
Odysseus,
like-
but you still have to
Matt Damon's like,
choose-
I'll try it, and then everyone's like, ha ha, he can't do it, and then he does it, and then Penelope runs away, and then they lock out the slut girl. That's just I'm just using the original poems language, and then they shut the door, and then he starts shooting people. And I don't know why they don't all just run at him. I understand, I guess, kind of why this idea of like, oh, they're so scared, but then it's like they do start attacking, and it's like he can fire one arrow every like 25 seconds.
The thing they need to do to make this
Bro,
work
also
is emphasize the fact that all of the suitors are extremely selfish individuals and not a group.
you kind of get that with Robert
But
Pattinson.
then it shows them fighting together at certain points, and it's like, okay, that's not good anymore. They all have to be
and
selfish
also
individuals.
I'm gonna be super critiquing on this. They don't do enough lat activation with these arrow pullbacks. All right, bow and arrow is all lats, and he's the whole time like,
Yeah.
it's like it's all lat, you know. So it can be quicker, but he's not doing any lat. He's like it's literally just like he's all wrist. It's so weird.
But basically, there's two...
And it's not like a small bow that it would be more like quick succession. It's like a big war bow that you
They
have
make
to.
a point of it being like no one can string this bow. But basically,
Yeah.
in this final fight, what's happening is Odysseus is taking on all the suitors, and then Telemachus and a bad guy are fighting in the storage room, which for some reason is directly above the hall. And the guy breaks through the floor so that he can drop weapons down to all the suitors.
Because blind homie locked him in there.
Because the blind guy locked him in the room with all the weapons instead of just like stabbing him in the back or something.
Yeah, but it's even funnier because every time he chucks stuff through, Robert Pattinson goes, "Get the swords, get the spear,
get
the axe, get the shield,
yeah,
get the bow." It's like every time something gets dropped through, it cuts to Robert Pattinson, who's hiding behind the pillar, and he goes, "Get the insert whatever got dropped through here."
Yeah.
Telemachus then does the big fight with this guy as Odysseus is killing suitors, and then you see suitors start to kneel in front of him.
It also,
and then
so earlier when he's training, they just airball like another through line here. When he's training, Amos tells him like sometimes to beat someone in a fight, you have to open yourself up to an attack to be able to land your own. And then he just doesn't do that to beat the guy.
Ball game.
And he just kind of, he like gets stabbed, falls down, and then they just keep fighting. And I was like, oh, I thought he was gonna.
It's not like they didn't even do John Wick where he.
Yeah, I was expecting like, oh, he's gonna get stabbed and then he's gonna kill the guy. He just gets stabbed, falls down, and then they keep fighting, and then he wins. And it's like, oh, that was, you could have done a thing. You could have done a story. You could have done a story there, buddy, and you forgot. Why?
Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm trying to.
It's just at the start, they're literally like, yeah, sometimes you gotta open yourself to getting attacked. Anyway, don't do that later. It was dumb. It was quite dumb, and I didn't like it. The whole time I was just waiting for him to do it.
Yeah. Chris Nolan. We got Chris Nolan walking out of the editing room after the through line.
Ball game.
I didn't even realize I was gonna cut to that clip. That's so much funnier. Crystal, hey, dude, did you make the is the movie ready? Are all the through lines good?
Ball game.
It's just like, why wouldn't you do that? You have him win the fight anyway. He could have done it in the cool way that you set up.
Chris Nolan walking out of the editing room.
Ball game.
Yeah. And then so basically Telemachus kills him. A bunch of the other suitors quit. He walks up and Robert Pattinson, he quit too. And then he kills him and he's like, and he shoves Sinon's thing down. And he literally basically says when you get to hell, tell him Odysseus sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that line sucked.
Yeah.
That's a common sentence I said to myself watching this movie. Is that line sucked?
Yeah, they all bow.
And then they all go. as he walks up, shot with arrows.
He has
And I
two
thought they were just
arrows
gonna-
and a spearhead in him, and he
I thought
collapses
they were
on
just gonna kill
Penelope,
him.
and she's like, "Are you gonna die?" And he's like,
And they
"Nah."
shoot. They start. So this is intercutting with the final scene of the movie, and it's shot like he's dead. Like they purposely don't show him
Mhm.
until he says something in the scene. He's like, "I'm not gonna die," and then
I'm
it
gonna
cuts.
go
and
to
it's him, and it cuts
exile,
to him,
and then it's
and he's
him.
got like a bandage on. It's so funny.
Yeah. And then it's like, Telemachus is gonna be king now, and we're gonna head west to honor the dead men.
And then they literally
And
do.
the
They
world
literally
is
do that.
gonna
I think
end.
we started a chain reaction clip from Oppenheimer.
Yeah. It's like,
Because it cuts to the Trojan horse burning as it falls. It's just...
yeah, it's like civilization will rise again eventually. The world is gonna end now. And it's like, okay, so you spend 20 years trying to come back to your son, and then when you finally get back, you go, all right, you got to deal with the end of the world by yourself.
told
I'm
Jake
gonna go
this
bang your mom in
before.
the West. Like, what?
I think I told Jake this before he started. I think Christopher Nolan was in the middle of writing this, and he was watching Return of the King, and he watched Frodo sail off into the Undying Lands. He's like, I want to do that in my movie, and then he just wrote and he was like, I can't call it the Undying Lands, so I'll just call it the Unending West.
Mhm.
And then he tried to shoot the scene, and it looks so much lamer.
Yeah. And it also is just dumb, and it's not how it should have ended. He should have been king
Yeah,
of Ithaca.
yeah. Ithaca's not ready for the collapse of the king. Anyway, Telemachus is ready now because I guess we did coming of age, even though all he did was show up, not get murdered, and then fight one guy.
The whole movie was Telemachus isn't old enough to take over and do this by himself. We need Odysseus. And then the end is like, no, he's got it now that we're entering the worst time ever. And then he's like, the Bronze Age is ending.
The age of I can't remember I think the exact quote is the age of bronze is coming to an end.
It's like,
Awful line.
what?
Who calls the age they're in outside of comic people? Because we know the Bronze Age. No one calls it that, especially when they think they're the height of civilization. Telemachus says there's never been a greater civilization. You would call it the Golden Age then.
If anything, you wouldn't.
No one
call
even
it
uses
anything.
bronze. No one even uses bronze.
You would call it right now. You'd call it now. Like right now, I'm not like we're in the platinum age. I'm like it's now. It's
but
now.
Lord of the Rings calls it the Third Age.
Yeah, because it's the Third Age.
But they would call it right now.
But like, okay, civilization.
They also have way more defining. I would say they have way more defining.
It's we're in the first age because time just started. Now we're in the second age because something crazy happened. Now we're in the third age because another crazy thing happened. This is like choose an element. Okay, we're in the. That's so choose a metal. That's dumb. That's not how it works.
I know I wasn't actually making a comparison, but it's funny because like in
God.
Lord of the Rings, they're like Satan died, so I guess the next age has started. And this movie's like, I snuck in a horse. The Bronze Age is over.
Civilization is over.
No,
It's gonna be unending times of darkness. What?
They do the whole you have to repeat, history will repeat itself stupid thing.
Yeah,
it's so Vietnam, bro.
The cycle will
It's
continue.
just Vietnam.
The
It's
darkest
Vietnam.
days will be forgotten and will
The
rise
only thing that
again.
could make this more boomer is if there was a Watergate reference. If there was some about Watergate, this would be the most boomer movie ever, dude.
God. It's so bad. It's so
If they were like,
bad.
he
Why
went
would
to
you
the
ever
Hotel of
say,
Ocean.
Guess the Bronze Age is over. That's so. I can't even explain how
so much bad
stupid
dialogue,
that
bro.
is.
There's so much bad dialogue.
There's
so much bad dialogue.
It's like me at this point. It's so far.
I also
the paper age is coming to an end.
It's some way Telemachus. Okay, but in fairness, the paper age. We are in the digital.
You know what I mean? I was going like, gold, copper, whatever, bronze.
So
now we're in.
Telemachus Telemachus went on this journey to Sparta. John Bernthal told him that Odysseus did some stuff. He comes back. He stops in the Church of Athena. He almost drinks poison, doesn't drink poison, returns home, barely wins a fight with one guy, and now he's good to go. He's good to go.
When we say barely, we mean like almost
And now he's just good to go.
dies.
Now he's good
the
to
guy
rule.
could
Now,
have
now
killed
that,
him easily.
now that civilization is coming to an end and Zeus's law will no longer be respected.
Also, the
is
guy,
when it's good to
instead of
go.
like, while he stabs him and he falls on the ground, instead of just murdering him real quick and finishing the job, he's like, no, I gotta drop these spears through the ceiling. Instead of just like killing him real quick and then doing it. It's
And then the
should I
guys
kill
get
the only
spears.
person who can help Odysseus out of this situation?
And then the guys
Nah.
get the spears. The guys get the. You see, the things that I don't mind about this video, the stuff that are in the original Odyssey, and the things I don't like are all new stuff or changes. That's why adaptation is important.
They surround him under the
with the
ceiling
spear.
hole.
And then Robert Pattinson's like, "Yeah, kill him." And then they go, "Okay." And then they slightly poke him, and Tom Holland goes, "Dad!" and throws his sword down. That's so much shorter.
Down.
Like, it's not even like. Do they not know how spears work? What's he gonna do with one sword?
Spears are literally like being surrounded by spears is the counter to having a sword. It's the counter. And then he gets this and he instantly just kills all of them. And it's like, okay, he kills the one in front of him. What about the 12 guys behind him with spears pointed at him? And it's like, well, how is he supposed to get out of that? Don't write him in that situation!
This ending is all a complete fabrication. Like, outside of he kills the suitors. That's literally the only thing that's not a fabrication, and it all sucks.
Yeah.
How's he supposed to get out of it? Yeah. Well, okay.
Don't
Even if
write
you,
him there.
for whatever reason, end him in there, give him a shield instead of a sword. At least he can block the thing. I don't know.
Just don't write
Drop
him.
him a Glock at this point.
Just don't write
Like, I don't, just give him a Glock at this point. Like, we've already, who cares about the historicalness, so let's just give him a gun.
What's
Dad, catch this Walther!
What's
What's
the car for the BMW from the Lord of the Rings meme? Why not just why not drive one of those through the wall and hit all the suitors? Like,
I mean, at this point, right, we're not doing the realism, so let's just give... Dad, take the extended magazine MP5 I dropped you. Thanks, son. Dad, here's an Uzi. Let's go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dad, take this AR-10 and destroy them all.
I mean, we've already gotten rid of... Why do you say daddy? Well, I would have been speaking Greek back then, so I wouldn't really be saying father either. Tom Holland, by the way, said that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, he would have said the Greek version of whatever he's saying, but he wouldn't go,
it's not about
Dad.
that. American history is 250 years old. We can't have a story that's American, that's before 250 years old, because America didn't exist 250 years. Now, England didn't exist then either, but the accent is old, and it gives a feeling of, oh, that's old, right? It's more prestigious. It's old is how an American would view it, right?
Yeah, it's more formal
So it would make more sense than speaking British accents. It'd make more sense for them to be speaking Greek accents, right? The only thing that doesn't make sense is for Robert Pattinson going, waiting for daddy to get home? Well, I'm heating up my chicken nuggets in your microwave while you're waiting for daddy Odysseus to get home in his Viking ship.
I'm eating your dad's dino nugs while he's gone.
I mean, your daddy's dino nuggies. How you feel about that, bucko? Right, bro? Like, they may as well have been saying bro every other sentence. It's not Nolan's worst movie.
No.
It's his third worst movie. Having not seen the other one.
Out of all the movies I've seen
Maybe
and what
fourth.
I've heard about the ones that I haven't seen, it's his third or first.
It's third or fourth. I don't know if it's better than Interstellar. I'd have to finish Interstellar to make a decision on that. But based on the amount of Interstellar I did see, I would rather watch the Odyssey again, which is to say I would not rather watch it again. I would rather never watch either of them.
That's a... This movie was weird because it felt so long, but it also felt like nothing happened and it was so
They rushed
short.
through parts. It was so weird.
Like,
I would have cut Telemachus out.
they added, or like, they had so much filler stuff. The actual Odyssey part was like, oh, look, we did the trial next. and then it's all
Cyclops.
this other stuff.
Cyclops, Giants.
Cyclops!
Sun God.
Giants! And then the only time
Whirlpool.
the
Sirens.
only time that they let a scene breathe for a second, which they still
never.
barely do,
Except Penelope.
is just they still don't let them breathe. But the times that an event lasts more than 2 minutes, it's not the Odyssey stuff.
Well, except the Cyclops, but that was worse. And they were changing it.
Yeah, and it wasn't them letting it take 5-6 minutes so that it can show how clever Odysseus is. It's just like, uh-oh. Still, uh-oh. Oh, he got out, but he's gonna go back in, because, and then, all right, they're out now.
Yeah.
It wasn't to take their time and adapt the best version of
So we've got
trial.
We've got Nolan's anti-war World War II movie. We've got Nolan's anti-war Vietnam movie. So I'm excited for what his next one is, which will inevitably be about the GWAT. So, oh, dude, I don't know. Nolan has now been going. This is now the second movie in a row he's had the same central theme line, right? Of like,
Killing a bunch of people's bad. Thanks, dude. Thanks. I appreciate it. That's really insightful.
it's not even that. It's the way that you kill them is the bad part.
Yeah.
It's like it's too scummy. It's too scummy the way you killed them. That's what it is.
Because of what they did with the Trojan horse, they changed it from like a fight to a hunt. But it just made it an even fight. Like the only reason the Trojans were like not being decimated by the Greeks is because of their walls. But then you take the wall away and make it a fair fight.
It's
still an ambush, but you're making it an even, like, on level ground fight, and then the Greeks demolish them. So the Greeks are better as soldiers and better as an army. The Trojans just have the big ass wall.
It's a horribly and incorrect version of the Ghost of Tsushima's theme of like,
yes!
This way you're attacking them as scummy, but in Ghost of Tsushima it was like that's actually the only way we can defeat. The world has moved on from the old ways, and we have to adapt in order to win for our way of life to survive.
Yeah.
And this one is like that was scummy, and everyone agrees, bro.
Yeah.
Even though it's the only way you could win, but it was because the whole thing was a false pretense of the war of like. Actually, it had nothing to do with hell, and it was all about Agamemnon wanting to Darth Vader the trade routes Phantom Menace style. Or something. So dumb.
So dumb.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was the only thing I knew for a fact walking out. I was like, I'm never watching this movie again. It's not like Tenet, where I was like, I want to rewatch that because what the hell happened? Or Interstellar, where I'll be like, that's a cool movie, I want to rewatch it.
There's no chance of misunderstanding this movie. You're not going to go, I need
to
watch that again.
They explicitly tell you everything that happens.
Yeah, and it's not like after I watched The Prestige for the first time.
The amount of time.
I didn't misunderstand anything. I was like, I want to rewatch this so bad. That way I know how it ends. And then I get to see all the details that were there the whole time, which is why the ending made sense. So it was like, I want to rewatch it because of how good it is. This is like, I don't ever want to touch this movie. And if anyone ever recommends to me that we should watch it, or that when they watched it, they liked it, my opinion of that person will be significantly solid.
The length of this is how long women think Risk take. That's the best I can describe the length of this movie.
It's not long enough. It's not long enough.
No. I'm saying the experience of watching it, right? It's like I agree Risk takes forever, but it's fun, so I enjoy the 6 hours
it really
takes.
Doesn't take that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But women see the amount of length Risk takes, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, 50 hours." That's how I feel. That's how I'd feel if anyone ever recommended me this movie. I'm like, dude, I don't have 45 days.
Yeah. It's like, and it does. It's not even 3 hours, but it feels so long,
dude. Yeah. So there's the whole thing. So Nolan shot the entire movie on 70mm IMAX, which has never been done.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's become a marketing thing of like, if you don't see it in IMAX, you're a lesser human. IMAX ain't that cool, bro. It's a bigger rectangle.
You see a little more.
Like, now I like it. No, so cool. I'm more. It's not that I think it's cool. It's not. I think it's weird that it's like there's a whole format where you just see less movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so first off, the movie has to be shot in the traditional with the original aspect ratio in mind because it's important. First off,
that's the
you could just
majority of the
show the IMAX in the you could do the horrible Snyder
That's
cut and just show the movie in 4:3 ratio the whole time. It'll look a little weird to some people, but no one's gonna give a shit.
Obsession was a different aspect ratio, and they just showed it on the screens. They just fit it.
No one's gonna care if it's good.
No one cares. If you just fit the vertical, it'll be a little less wide, but then you can watch the whole movie on a normal screen. But that's not pretentious and douchey enough, so they have to do it on bigger IMAX screens. That's literally that's it.
Look, I think Nolan earned his ego, not like James Gunn, where James Gunn didn't earn his ego. Right?
I think
because I think Oppenheimer, dude. No, 900 million. Yes, Barbie helped. 900 million on a biopic about Robert Oppenheimer isn't. Look, I think it's a somewhat interesting story. 900 million is crazy.
He's the only person.
Exactly, and I think the movie was incredible outside of the way the explosion looked. I think The Dark Knight is. I think it's still. I genuinely. It's like what Iron Man 1, Avengers. Maybe Avengers is the only thing I can even think of where I'm like, the script is good enough it could dethrone The Dark Knight.
Like, dude, The Dark Knight's just.
And I think, but the only complaints I ever have with The Dark Knight is I hate the way the suit looks. That's pretty much it.
I don't hate the suit.
And because of how the suit looks and functions. Well, I just hate the way he fights. I really don't like the fighting at back.
Yeah,
this weird like
his choreography.
That's how I feel like
never.
That's how every fight. That's how every fight scene in the Dark Knight trilogy feels to me. He's doing he's got his hands like this, and he's swinging.
Yeah.
Like, is this not? It's like super jerky.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the man who's mastered every martial art fluidity. That's one of the things the Batman did really well, of like the fluidity of how he moves, and it's nothing that the only thing that's ever captured it, in my opinion, accurately is the Arkham games. Chalk up another what is that, point number 5 million to 0 for the Arkham games. I'm sure I haven't watched the animated series. The animated series do it well, which, by the way, I know that's sacrilegious. I've seen part of the animated series, but I know they do the detective stuff really well in the animated series, but
yes, I mean it's less. I'd say yes.
No. Love you, Kevin Conroy, but I don't know why that scene is so bad.
Kevin was distracted that day.
No.
Okay, in like 30 years of being Batman or more, that's his only.
He's allowed one bad moment.
He had one bad line in like 40 years of being Batman. I remember it doing it well. It was less combat focused.
But anyway, I guess in general, so it's like I would say like Rises sucks. Okay, let's not get into it. Rises is awful.
And it's also the worst the fight. It's the worst the fights ever are.
Yeah. And that's, again, but it's like, so I think Nolan earned his ego in a sense. Whereas like James Gunn, it's like Guardians was really good. Everything else has just been slightly worse. Sorry, just because I feel like we hated too much on Kevin Conroy by saying he had one bad moment. Just so,
people deserve.
Just a reminder. Nolan, by the way, mixed with Kevin Conroy.
Set the dogs on me.
Because I always feel like this is a good reminder, because I think some of the dialogue in the Dark Knight trilogy does get lost because of how awful Batman's voice is.
Mm-hmm.
I love everything about those movies. Usually, outside of Batman Begins, and those two movies, I think I love everything about the Dark Knight, pretty much except Batman, except for the scene in China. That's all really good. But I don't like I love Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne. I don't really like his suit. I don't like his fighting, and I don't like his voice. I think the opening scene's not bad.
Swear to me!
Batman stuff. I don't know if you said something. You were completely silent when you just said, I'm not wearing hockey pads, which is what I'm assuming what you said.
No, I said swear to me.
Oh, okay. There's stuff that's okay.
Yeah, but
it's just, the first movie was what? I'm Batman. And the second movie was, I'm Batman.
Yeah, when Kevin Conroy's voice exists, you just can't, you just need it to be that.
But it's not even that. There's not a good, I think Ben Affleck's was okay.
It was
fine. The voice changer was a little weird, but
yeah. Okay.
But okay, that just because I always feel it. But anyways, it's like this reminds you how good the dialogue actually is, you know.
I'm done. His reputation torn down. They must never know what he did.
5 dead.
Move them cops.
But the Joker cannot win. See yourself become the villain.
Sorry, this is an important line.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
It's also that, honestly, this is actually pretty thematic because the Odyssey is the heroic story of the man who decided, but then it's not heroic at all.
Yeah.
In that movie, and he's like, no, I was the villain the whole time. Whereas in this one is like how a man becomes a villain, but can still be like, it's like the true heroic moment is sacrificing your own reputation to boast up this other. It's the complete antithesis to what the Odyssey was, while being the complete version of what the Odyssey tells you, right? Of heroism. Yeah. Again, back to the whole everything connects space. It's actually, so it's like Citizen Kane, the Odyssey, Wizard of Oz, and the Bible. Those are the four that you can basically connect any story back to. I think I do think it's Eric Voss, funnily enough, who says that you can connect every movie back to the Wizard of Oz or Citizen Kane. I would expand it to include the other two for stories as a whole. But yeah, just
I can do those things because I'm not a hero. Not like Dent. I killed those people. That's what I can be.
No, you can't. You're not.
I'm whatever Gotham needs me to be. Call it in.
Call it in. Call it in. It's just so much better. I think every time I watch The Dark Knight from now on, I will stop right before this scene starts to just boot up this version.
A hero. Not the hero.
And I will say, Nolan doesn't like ADR. Dude, if he would have just had, if it was like Bale does everything, Conroy does the voice, it would have been pretty damn fun. It would have been, The Dark Knight might be a flawless movie.
Yeah.
Set the dogs on me.
I'll hunt you.
You'll hunt me.
Set the
You'll
dogs.
condemn me. Set the dogs on me. The truth isn't good enough. Sometimes people deserve more. Sometimes people deserve to have their faith rewarded.
Why is he running, Dad?
Because we have to chase.
Okay, we're going in. Go. Let's go.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Because it's the hero Gotham
Not the one it
deserves.
needs.
But not the one it needs right now. So we'll hunt him.
Dude, you know the whole score thing and how there's certain scenes, like there's never a moment in the Odyssey where you're like, the score enhances that. Whereas I think this movie is a great example. I think obviously the easiest is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which you can always cite to basically everything for. Like okay, what's your favorite what's your favorite Lord of the Rings motif that immediately connects you to a location or scene in the movie? There's so many good ones. You just pick one for now.
The Shire and Isengard.
Shire's good. Isengard's great. For me, it's always Lighting of the Beacons is the first one that comes to my head, just because I love the music elevate. Like
The ring
in a
goes
sense, the scenes are
south.
cool. I will say, in a sense, those scenes are cool, right? Of a helicopter shot of these mountains, but it's like the music building as these fires light in a way isn't. It's like okay,
lit.
cool.
God,
Yeah, it's literally just if you were just to describe it, it's like okay, it's
And
some,
Rohan will
some
answer.
it's some wooden stacks on mountains catching on fire.
Yeah.
Wow, it's pretty lame. Okay,
But
but then you mix in the audio,
And you go.
the music building as the shots are more epic and grand. It's like yeah, that's why I always remember. The Rohan. I think the king of the Golden Hall, right?
Mhm.
That's a great one.
The
Ringo
Shire-
South is an iconic one. The Shire ones but
it's so good.
the Ringo
it
South
does-
I would separate.
Yeah, because it's less
in
of
the
a
sense of-
location and it's more of a.
It doesn't. Yes, it reminds you of a scene, and it's an epic moment because it's really the only time in the movie the Fellowship as a whole is the same, right? Where it's
Yeah.
the whole Fellowship leaving.
Yeah.
out, right? Which is a thing in its own, but it's like the Shire connects you directly. The Shire, and
It's
it's yeah,
to a
so it's the most
location.
heroic because it's the time our fellowship's the most heroic as it is.
Yeah.
The Shire is like that is the Shire, and the music enhances what the Shire is,
Yeah.
right?
It's
And
the-
Isengard enhances what Isengard is.
Yes, the Uruk-hai theme, the Isengard, and the Shire, those to me are they do such a good job. Even if your eyes are closed and you're watching it for the first time, you know exactly what kind of place you're in. You listen to the Shire music, and you could probably describe similar to the Shire without ever seeing it, just because of the vibe. And then the mix of Isengard's theme mixed with the like them forging the swords. God, it's good, dude. It's
Yeah, exactly.
good.
It's like so. I mean, see, just off the top of my head, I can do music from scenes that are good.
Yeah.
Flight in a horrible movie like The Man of Steel really emphasizes that scene,
Yeah.
right? It's like you can do the in the theme. What's the event? Jake, do the Avengers theme right now. Okay, well, you're kind of ruining my.
My
point.
brain just like melted out of my ears.
Da, 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 dun, da, dun, da,
Yeah,
da,
yeah.
dun,
Sorry,
da, dun.
I was like,
I'm trying to build up so you can do the main part because you're ruining my bit right now. Or my point.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, there you go.
dun, dun,
Well, you
dun.
see, now the
Sorry,
point.
I was
the
so
point
I was,
was
I
being
was so deep in Lord of the Rings, I couldn't even think about other movies.
you can easily think of iconic themes from moments. This Dark Knight one, like okay, that was completely wrong, but you know what I mean. Like you can picture the sound, the dark, or even the Joker's theme in this movie, right? Like, or not his theme, but when he's first revealed, the right, like that moment.
Mhm.
And it's like, and that was a specific choice of like how it was played. I don't even remember the exact thing, but it's like you can always connect good themes, and that's never gonna happen in this movie. The only thing I even remember was there was a Travis Scott rap over the credits.
I remember the drums in one of the Troy parts because it was so loud. The quality was like I couldn't even hear what was happening.
But can you do the exact beat right now?
No, I know it was going
Exactly. That's my
boom,
point.
boom,
I'm
boom, boom,
making.
boom, 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 faster and faster to make you.
See, that's
feel
my
tense.
point I'm making. Though it's not a theme; it's just a sound that's
Yeah.
there. Right. The only thing I can even remotely say is like that is when is the guitar the bow string, right?
Yeah. And that's diegetic. That's not even score.
Technically, but they enhance it.
Yes, but
Hell, even I couldn't do the theme on the top of my head, but Schmango and Schlagerorian is there's the stupid Ludwig Göransson one that everyone was like, it's so peak, and it was like just so stupid.
Yeah.
But the Mandalorian one, you know,
at least it's memorable.
it's very Western, right? Right, the Mandalorian type. And it gives you the theme of what you'd think that character is going to be, like a Western cowboy type guy, right? Yeah, there's nothing like that in the Odyssey. There is no. This thing would have benefited heavily from an orchestra to have an epic.
Yeah, this is like the most
right. Was like with
orchestra
Supergirl.
movie
It
ever.
just takes some time.
It's also like I like the original of that song.
Yeah,
Like
I think hardcore
don't-
fans would get mad at you because that song's not actually that good.
I don't love
That's
it,
like all things.
but like I like the song. But the cover, I was like, ugh.
I don't even think like the girl singing the cover's bad at singing. It just is terrible.
It's just a bad cover. It's that simple. But the Odyssey is gonna make a bunch of money at the box office, so cinephiles and Nolan Bros will say it's the greatest movie of all time, and that's how it will be remembered. Or more aptly, it won't be remembered, but people will be like, "Yeah, it was really successful, though."
Yeah, that is true. I doubt this will be really that remembered.
No, which is insane to me because it's a multi-$100 million production of the story ever. And it's like, it's not great.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you got Passion of the Christ, you got Lord of the Rings trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
obviously Wizard of Oz, Citizen Kane, and
Dude,
then there's really nothing for the Odyssey. Which is so weird.
It's really weird. Because Passion of the Christ is also, dude, I watched that movie for the first time when I was like 9, and I was like, what the hell? Why are you showing me
Hey,
this?
Mel Gibson can do an epic still.
Yeah, he could.
He's working on some Siege of Malta. Probably gonna be pretty epic.
Probably gonna
The
be better than
Gladiator,
the
that's an
Odyssey.
epic. The Gladiator's
Dude,
an epic.
Gladiator is so
Well, I
good.
said sorry, Gladiator, not the Gladiator.
Yeah,
You know what I
the
mean.
Gladiator.
Yes, the
Gladiator
comma.
2 exists.
No, it doesn't. Gladiator is an epic, though, right? Like that's an epic.
It's
Lord of the Rings is an epic.
Mm-hmm.
Passion of the Christ is an epic. What other epics are there? I've never seen Braveheart. Have you seen Braveheart? Is it an epic? Feels like something that would be an epic.
I feel like it was one of the movies that like my parents watched when I was like 4, and I just didn't pay attention because I was playing with toys. I know I've seen like the
Wait, is there
Marvel-
any superhero movie you would describe as an epic?
You could argue. I think the first Avenger, you could make an argument that it's like a.
I would say weirdly. I don't know that I
war.
wouldn't classify that one necessarily as an epic. The only one in the MCU I can even think of as an epic potentially would be the first Thor.
Yeah,
But I don't
guess.
know that it quite qualifies.
I don't know that any of them quite qualify, but
What? I guess I should look up what was the official definition. What makes an epic?
it's gotta be
Massive scale, high stakes, central focus on heroic journeys. I guess by that definition, Avengers is an epic.
Yeah.
Right, the first Avengers movie is an epic.
Mhm.
They're obvious. I think all superhero movies are supposed to, in a sense, be epics.
It's just.
But I guess which
scale
would you
is-
say actually captures the
The scale has to be there, and you can technically maybe say it about Infinity War, but it's less heroic.
you could argue I actually
that
think
one-
Infinity War is a good argument if you view it from Thanos' story, right? Thanos, it's
Mhm.
the epic of Thanos, right? How he accomplished
Yes, you have to view it that way. 'Cause,
his heroic goal, which ended up I think actually just being correct at this point. Like
like at this point, the Thanos was right meme is like, shit. Yeah, they kind of Thanos was right.
Does that mean I don't have Elena? Oh yeah, no, she did get snapped. So yeah, Thanos was right.
Yeah. Oh, dude, thank you, Thanos. Good.
I will say,
Years.
this is the first time I've been to this theater since I watched Superman, which was the first place I saw a trailer for the Odyssey. So full circle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And there was a dead pixel on screen when we watched Superman. Wasn't there for
I think that was just part of the movie. Like, I think James Gunn.
it
just did
wasn't
that.
though. It was it wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't be. I would.
Peacemaker season 2 is an epic.
But the reason no one noticed is because everyone just assumed it was their theater.
Speaking of which, we do have lanterns
And
coming
then
out.
no one actually bought it on VOD, so no one noticed when it came out digitally. So
we
it's
do have
just-
lanterns.
just
That's coming
never
out soon.
realized. Yeah, that is.
Can't wait to watch Hal Jordan die. Next week though,
gonna happen.
it's probably gonna be an all Spider-Man preview episode. And then I'm going to see Spider-Man after the show's up.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. It was honest. Would you say this exceeded, was less than or right at your expectations for what this movie is? The first Dune movie, that's an epic.
Yes. It's kind of tough. I didn't expect it to be great, but I did expect it to be better. So
I would say the way I left feeling was like about what I expected, but honestly, I was shocked by how. I was shocked that the core theme of the story was just different than the
Mhm.
Odyssey.
and
I found that very weird.
the actual trials of the Odyssey were just so like nothing.
I mean, yeah,
they were
that,
nothing.
that all goes back to that all goes back to the core theme of it just being different. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
Odysseus was just not Odysseus,
No,
which
he
makes
wasn't.
it in a weird. So then it can't be the Odyssey because you don't have Odysseus.
Yeah. It.
So it's like I was kind of shocked by that.
I was expecting a 6 to 7 out of 10, like leaving it like, yeah, it was decent. I wish it was better. I think it was like a 4, maybe a 3. which is
Yeah.
I'm gonna get torn apart for that. But like, tell me without just saying, bro, it was peak. Tell me where in the story the quality was. I just don't. I don't see it. It wasn't
Well,
there.
for your information, Chud, Rotten Tomatoes had okay, yeah, never
Yeah,
mind.
I
Rotten Tomatoes
mean,
just isn't letting me look at the thing.
The
I
thing,
can't even
the
tell
thing
you.
with Rotten Tomatoes also is no matter what the number is, you can go like whatever viewpoint you have. So what's
Well, Chud, Rotten Tomatoes has a 97% popcorn meter and 94% tomato meter. So
okay? So I'm gonna run through every viewpoint you could possibly have for this movie and how you can use that 90% to justify it. One, you really like the movie. Boom, 90%. Everybody loves it. It's great. You think it's okay. You go, well, I thought it was okay, but I understand why people would give it more. Boom, 90%. You really hate it. You go, oh, well, the Rotten Tomatoes is
Rotten
stupid
Tomatoes
anyway.
is never right.
So, yeah, literally no matter what viewpoint you have.
And then
on
next week,
any
your favorite movie comes out, and you're like, well, Rotten Tomatoes is correct on this one.
Exactly. I think Rotten Tomatoes is worthless. A broken clock is right twice a day.
I think it sucks because it's an aggregate. It's not an actual score.
Yeah,
It says
it's
95% of the reviews are above a 6 out of 10. That's why it has a 95%. It has nothing to do with the average rating being a 95%. That's not what it is.
Yeah. It's and they're like, well, you like Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings is really high on there. And it's like, yeah, because nobody's like, the Lord of the Rings sucks. But like, it's effectively worthless in my opinion. So I'm never going to use a high Rotten Tomatoes score for a movie I like as proof that it's good.
The only thing it's not worthless for, is trying to get an aggregate of what the average rating positive or negative of a movie.
And even that is like, I don't even know if I believe how like yes, but even then I doubt the exact number, and I feel like it's up to.
Well, you have to jump through a bunch of
large
hoops for
margin
movies, but
yeah, I think it's worthless, and I think using it to defend your side, whether your side is good or bad for any given movie, is foolish and stupid, and a waste of your and everyone's time.
yeah. I'm trying to find Emily Wilson's quote about it. She basically said she couldn't believe how Nolan subverted the story, which is so funny for all the people who are like saying her version super subversive of the story, of like she's saying that, which I think we already kind of laid it out why. From the little bit I know,
I understand why people would say that it is, but like it's a word to word.
I don't know that it is, but again, I haven't read.
Yeah, it also circling back to the Rotten Tomatoes thing. It's like whether if your main arguments for why you think a movie is good, if like the first things that you jump to are, bro, what do you mean it's peak? And then like, oh, well, the reviews are really good and the box office is good or whatever. It's like, you didn't give me a single opinion. And
hold on.
You can cite,
to go with that category. If your reasoning behind it being good is that you need the critical drinker to lose, also just get out of here with that. All right,
yeah, just stop, bro.
That just has nothing to do with the quality of the movie.
Yeah, and you can cite box office if you're talking about how successful it is, but success doesn't equal quality. There's a correlation, but also really shit stuff does really good, and the Iron Giant loses money at the box office. Those things happen. So
the Lilo and Stitch live action remake, which completely subverted the theme of the original, made $1 billion.
Exactly.
And then the Moana live action that completely subverts the theme of the original, to my understanding. Haven't seen it. Haven't seen either.
Yeah.
Is does awful and is the biggest flop of the year. So it's like, you see, there's not necessarily a correlation between that. It's the same thing.
They're basically exactly the same thing. One of them made $1 billion, one of them failed. So it doesn't really make a difference. My point being, if you're going to discuss the quality, the merits, the pitfalls of a movie, actually discuss that. Don't be like, well, made money, loser, or it's a 90% Rotten Tomatoes, Chud. Just tell me your opinion. Even if I disagree with whatever opinion you have, if you go, oh, the way Matt Damon acted was
global
actually
opening.
good, I liked it, you can have that opinion, and you could maybe convince me about your opinion. But I want to hear opinions. I don't want to hear
Global opening, not adjusted for inflation, so it's kind of fake. This is Nolan's biggest opening of his career, over Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, not adjusted, so it's kind of a fake number, but
All right, inflation, bro.
Travis Scott says he was nervous as F to act in the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, because you didn't have the acting chops to make it in the WWE. Okay? you didn't have it. So what? So funny. Like, I couldn't even get immersed in the movie because the first thing I see is Travis freaking Scott.
It opens.
I see the
Travis
Fortnite
Scott.
skin, Travis Scott.
Yeah.
It's the
so-
first shot of the movie.
Yeah, the movie, as far as like having a hook, it just doesn't. It expects you to want to watch the movie, and at no point does it think it needs to give.
Well, I'm
you
gonna be
a
honest, the
reason to
original
watch it.
Odyssey is like that as well. It's just it did Travis Scott.
It also has 2,000 years. of, like,
Also, screw you, Culture Crave, for doing this shit where you're like, it debuts 264 million at the box office. Production budget was 250. You're not explicitly saying the thing, but we know what you're trying to imply there. Of it already made back its money.
which it hasn't.
Yes,
It needs to make like 6 to break even.
dude, they had a real Trojan horse going to the premieres. This thing had a mass. I think this thing's minimum 200 million as far as like marketing.
Yeah, even if you say.
So you want to be generous? You want to be generous and say 100. If you want to be generous, it's got to make $600 million to break even.
Well, if you say
which is gonna be
100, then it would
close.
700 to break even. It's 250 production.
500 million, 600. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. 350, 700. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to find people talking about the Odyssey.
I'm curious though about like legs. I don't.
Well, it has Spider-Man next week.
That's what I'm saying. It has Spider-Man next week, and I don't think it's gonna have insane word of mouth.
All I'm saying is I think it'll run great. I think Spider-Man will come out. I don't think after Spider-Man's out, people are going to be rushing to catch up on the Odyssey that they missed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of an interesting second weekend because I think people waited and are waiting for IMAX as opposed to going to normal.
Yeah.
Dude, holy crap. It's just culture craven discussing film. I just want people reviewing the Odyssey. Okay, bro, whatever, sure. Never mind. We were gonna look at people's opinions on Twitter because that'd be fun. That never is annoying to look at. Let me look if discussing fish has any funny memes. while I have Twitter open, may as well take a little dabble into the long updates. No, I don't think there's anything. Cinematography of Avengers Doomsday. It's all the AI. It's all the CGI slop. It's got Tron Ares. Here, look at this. It said the cinematography of Avengers Doomsday. Taskmaster. Stranger Things coming out scene. And the Indian dude from Eternals. All right. Let me check Wong updates really quickly. That's important. That's an important. Oh, I did watch Ocean's 11 and 13 this past week. Again, I've obviously seen them before. Hello? You there?
Yeah. What?
You just AI zoned out.
Sorry, I was reading
I
something.
I watched Ocean's 11 and 13 this week.
Oh, Nice. Nice.
What is Infinity Vision? That was the one thing I never looked up
Oh
earlier.
yeah, they literally just made shit up so that they could have. It's like
It's just fake IMAX. I think it's literally just fake IMAX. Yeah, it's literally just fake IMAX. Okay. All right. Do we have anything else? I don't think we have anything else, right? We got the Odyssey. We got Doomsday. Next week we're all on Spider-Man.
yeah, it's basically just saying like, yep, this projects. It projects its projector.
Yep, it shows the movie. Pay
Yep,
more.
shows the movie. Give me more money. This isn't a
So,
Temu connect your iPhone projector.
that brings us to the end of this Odyssey we've got on here.
Yeah, what a massive
Yeah.
Odyssey we've been on today.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else that's important? I don't think so. But yeah, you can. Jake says he's working on a video. Okay.
Yeah, I am. I'm.
Where have we heard that one before?
Well, sometimes it's true. That's what you have to figure out.
No, it's not.
It was true
It's
once.
literally never true.
It was true twice. Three.
It's
4
literally
times.
not
It
true.
was true 4 times.
It's just never been true.
It was true.
Anyway, he says he's working on it, so you can subscribe down below to see if he ever releases it. My money's on no. He'll also at some point have this cup.
Yeah, that will be in addition to
Someday.
all the Mandalorian and Grogu cup, all the Supergirl cup.
You have to be drinking out of this one from now on.
Oh yeah, of course.
And you gotta hold it like this.
Yeah, I will be holding it dick skin out, obviously.
How much space you got in here?
How much? If you take the lid off, does it just look like a penis, or? Oh, it's.
Oh wait, there's something in here.
It still has a rim. Oh, did I get it like a
Oh
special?
my gosh,
toy?
you got a crypto. You have to do something with this crypto. You have to flush it down the toilet or something.
I'll burn it. I'll piss on it.
Tape it to the bottom of the toilet.
Yeah.
Dude, this is. I thought it was removable. I thought the foreskin was removable, but it doesn't appear to be removable. So
remove. You can circumcise the
I
cup.
don't know. I don't know. It's been circumcised. You can tell.
Oh, that's true.
Here.
That's true.
I was saying, like you could just pull it. You could peel off the foreskin.
Dude, don't break my.
It is.
cup. What does
it
it
does
feel
appear to
like?
be.
Like, does it feel rubbery? Is it hard plastic?
Well, the
for-
penis, the foreskin part is like.
Is it like sticky rubber or is it like hard plastic?
Somewhere in between sticky. I mean, it's like a flap.
Oh, okay. I was
This
wondering
part's
if
like
it was like okay, so
hard
that's like hard
plastic.
plastic, and then it's like weird.
But it's got a weird texture on it. It's kind of rocking with how it feels in the hand, though. That's why it's called gripper. Except when you grab the part that you're actually supposed to
Except
hold,
when you
it
grab
doesn't feel very good.
75% of the.
Yeah,
cup.
when you grab the part you're not supposed to. So if you drink exclusively like this, it's not too bad. But when you grab the foreskin part, it feels pretty nasty in your hand. Actually, feels like you're holding a fleshlight.
Yeah. Well,
And it looks like that too.
I'm glad I paid for it. That's good.
Yeah, $27.
Yep.
Spent $30 on this.
Yeah, but it's fun.
And you got me a little mellow yellow 0 sugar for the road, so thanks for that.
I got you, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, we got Spider-Man. Are you excited for Spider-Man or not excited for Spider-Man?
It's kind of like a mix of
Because
excitement.
I'm excited for Spider-Man.
It's a mix of excitement.
I've decided to be
dread.
excited about Spider-Man.
I'm nervous.
I've decided to be excited for Spider-Man, and if it sucks, then that'll be unfortunate. But I've decided to be excited for it. And that'll be next week on my birthday. We'll be live on my birthday because I honestly have nothing better to be doing.
I'm just so tired of getting hope about something and then it's bad.
Well, I haven't had hope in a while, so.
Yeah, I don't have high.
What was the last thing I had? What was the last thing I had hope?
The
for?
Odyssey, I hoped that it would be a 6 out of 10, and it wasn't. Project Hail
Probably
Mary.
Superman was the last thing I had hope for.
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, but I
had
didn't have any.
hope
I had
for,
no
and
expectations
then
around those.
It was good. Superman, I had hope for, and it was terrible.
F1 came out before Superman. No, it came out after. So probably F1.
F1 was good. I had super high hopes for Mandalorian and Grogu. I thought it would be peak. Who could
And it
have
was,
who could have
obviously.
seen that coming?
Well, obviously it was super peak, just like Supergirl.
Yeah,
I had high expectations of Supergirl, just like we know Lanterns is gonna be peak. Gun Don't Jam.
Dude, when's Peacemaker
Clayface
season
is gonna be
3 coming
peak.
out? Like Preacher Commando
Clayface is gonna
season
be peak. Gun
2.
Don't Jam.
When are we getting those?
Man Tomorrow is gonna be peak. Gun Don't Jam.
Gun Don't Jam.
Brave and the Bold probably gonna be peak because the Gun Don't Jam.
Waller.
The James Gunn Fired documentary is gonna be pretty peak because the Gun Don't Jam.
The Waller show will be good. The
Okay,
Booster Gold show.
All the links down below. You can follow on Spotify. You can subscribe here. Blah blah blah. Do the whole thing. You know the drill. We'll be back next week. Talk about Spider-Man, and then we'll be back the week after to talk actually about Spider-Man. I know that sentence might not make any sense, but it'll make more sense next week. Anyway, goodbye.
Thank you for watching.